Alright, we don't have a quirky little intro, but what's up? I'm Riley, here with my co host.
Hunter.
And before we start with today's episode, we would like to just promote our new social medias, if you'll let us indulge for a couple of seconds. So on Instagram, we are at The Real Chill Mart, and on Twitter, we are at ChiliMarty69, which is the funny. And here on Spotify, you can find us at Chill Mart. And finally, we have a YouTube called Chill Mart Podcast. So, yeah, thank you for letting us indulge for a couple of seconds. So now we're going to start the episode with the Emmys.
Emmys right away with the Emmys?
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll start with the Emmys.
Okay.
So, as I've stated before, I'm into awards, and I've been getting into the Emmys a bit. I got into it last year, so I'm excited for it this year. Don't start with the big ones. Start with the smaller categories first, maybe.
Okay, I'll just go to the Emmys official website then, because I don't want to take, since you want to do it by category. Okay.
And I am on Gold Derby, which is an awards betting website. It's not with money or whatever, but I ranked 711 out of 4,500, so I actually did pretty good on the Emmys. Now, I'm just gonna scroll.
This is a lot of nominees, though.
There's a lot of stuff. So, all right, we'll do text later, but let's start with comedy, and then we'll do the comedy, I guess, awards or whatever, the different categories for that.
So comedy series.
But not the big one. Start with the guest actors maybe.
Okay. Cool. Guest actors in a comedy series.
Okay.
We have Jared Carmichael for Saturday Night Live. Bill Hader for Curb Your Enthusiasm. James Lance for Ted Lasso. Nathan Lane for Only Murders in the Building. Christopher McDonald for Hacks. And Sam Richardson for Ted Lasso.
Yikes. I only got Nathan Lane and Bill Hader. I kind of fucked up bad on that one. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, now let's do a guest actress.
Guest actress. Alright, for a comedy series, Jane Addams in Hacks. Harriet Sansom Harris for Hacks. Jane Lynch for Only Murders in the Building. Laurie Metcalf in Hacks. Caitlin Olsen in Hacks.
Jesus Christ.
Harriet Walter in
4
Ted Lasso.
guest stars in Hacks? Holy shit. I got 4 of these. I only had 2 Hacks actresses in there. I thought Gillian Anderson in The Great and Ariana DeBose for SNL would get in. That's my bad. So now let's go with supporting. Is that actress then?
Yeah, sure. Supporting actress, yeah. Alright. Alex Borstein for The Marvelous
Yeah,
Miss Maisel.
she's Lois also in Family Guy.
Hannah Enbinder in Hacks. Janelle James in Abbott Elementary. Kate McKinnon in Saturday Night
Oh
Live.
shit, let's go. Okay.
And Sarah Niles in Ted Lasso. Cheryl Lee Ralph in Abbott Elementary. Juno Temple in Ted Lasso. And Hannah Waddingham in Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso and Hacks. I actually predicted the 2 Hannahs, Alex Borstein, Kate McKinnon, and the 2 Abbott Elementary people, but no one from Barry and no one from Insecure got in. So that's a big oof for sure. All right, supporting actor then.
Supporting actor. Anthony Kerrigan in Barry. Brett Goldstein in Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Toheb Jamo in Ted Lasso. Nick Mohammed in Ted Lasso.
Jesus Christ.
Tony Shalhoub in The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Taylor James Williams in Abbott Elementary.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually really good. That's a great pick. Okay.
Henry Winkler in Barry and Bowen Yang in Saturday Night Live.
Oof! I only got 5 of these. Usually Kenan Thompson gets in, and nothing for Atlanta so far. I predicted some Atlanta people to get in, and they didn't. And no Hacks people got in, right? Or am I wrong about that?
I don't remember. I didn't see any Hacks.
Okay. So now we're looking at actress now.
Yes, lead actress. Rachel Brosnan in The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Okay.
Quinta Brusson
Oh,
in
that's
Abbott
good. Okay.
Elementary. Kaylee Kuko in The Flight Attendant.
All
Ellie
right.
Fanning in The Great.
Oh shit.
Issa
Okay.
Rae in Insecure, and Jean Smart in Hacks.
I had Selena Gomez in instead of Ellie Fanning, but I got 5 out of 6 in that. That's pretty good. All right, so here let's do actor.
Yeah, actor. I have my boy Donald Glover in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Bill Hader for Barry in Barry. Nicholas Hoult in The Great.
Oh shit.
Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building. Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, and Jason Sudeikis and for Ted Lasso.
So I called that both of the leads in Only Murders in the Building would get in. Both of them. So not. Okay. Anyway, let's go to series then.
I'm on writing.
Oh shit! Yeah, they don't have that category on Gold Derby, so I'll just hear what it is, I guess.
Okay. Abbott Elementary, Barry, Hacks, Only Murders. Oh, wait, yeah, Barry.
There's
Hacks.
like different writers that do different episodes, so they can nominate them individually. So yeah, there's 2 for Barry. Oh shit! What we do in the shadows? Let's go.
What we do in the shadows, and 1 for Ted Lasso.
Oh wow, really? Okay. So like last year, Ted Lasso had 3, and now it only has 1. That's kind of interesting.
They want to get director for.
Sure.
Atlanta, Barry, Hacks, 2 Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and
what the hell is that?
Miss Pat.
What is that? Click that.
Oh,
The Miss Pat Show. What the fuck is that? I've never heard of that. All right, let's go to series then.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Abbott Elementary.
Yep.
Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Hacks. Only Murder in the Building. Ted Lasso. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay. So I thought Reservation Dogs would get in because that's Taika Waititi produced, and I heard that was very good. It was on Hulu, but instead they did Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I called that Atlanta wouldn't get in, so I snubbed it for everything. And I was nearly right about that, but one of Donald Glover got it. All right, so now let's do drama.
Drama.
Yeah, let's do drama.
Guest actress.
Okay.
Hope Davis in Succession.
Okay.
Marcia Gay Harden in the
Marcia Gay Harden. Yeah.
Martha Kelly in Euphoria.
Oh shit.
Santa Lathan in Succession. Harriet Walter in Succession, and Lee Yu Mi in Squid Game.
I got all of those except I thought Jackie Weaver for Yellowstone would get in. Maybe that's just like a Gold Derby thing, but my mom loves Yellowstone, and I hear it actually got really good, recently, more popular, and then it showed up on Gold Derby. So I'm like, all right, I'll go with that then. So maybe I'm wrong about that. That's gonna suck. All right, guest actor then.
Adrian Brody for Succession.
Okay.
James Cromwell for Succession.
Okay.
Coleman Domingo for Euphoria.
Okay.
Arian Moade for Succession. Tom Pelfrey for Ozark, and Alexander Skarsgård for Succession.
Yeah, Succession is gonna get almost over 20. No joke. That and Ted Lasso and Hacks, I think, are probably gonna get over 20. Nothing Marvel yet. I'm thinking nothing's gonna get in.
That's what I've been waiting for, though, to be honest.
It's just nothing for them. All right, we're doing supporting actress.
Yeah, I got supporting actress. Okay. Patricia Arquette for Severance. Okay. Julia Garner for Ozark. Okay. Jun Ho Yeon for Squid Game.
Okay.
Christina Ricci in Yellow Jackets. Ray Seahorn in Better Call Saul. The meme. J. Smith Cameron for Succession, Sarah Snook for Succession, and Sydney Sweeney for Euphoria.
I had all of those except I had Millie Bobby Brown in from Stranger Things, but instead they nominated someone from Yellow Jackets. But otherwise, I got 7 out of 8 in that category. I did really good. All right, now let's go on to supporting actor, I guess.
Nicholas Braun for Succession, Billy Crude Up for The Morning Show.
Okay.
Kieran Culkin for Succession.
Mhm.
Park Hae-soo for Squid Game.
Oh shit.
Matthew McFadden for Succession.
Okay.
John Turturro for Severance. Christopher Walken for Severance.
Oh
and
shit.
Oh Young-soo for Squid Game.
All right, so I only had Oh Young-soo for Squid Game. I didn't think there'd be a second one, and no one from Better Call Saul. So no Giancarlo Esposito, which is nuts. But all right, now let's do what's next.
Leading actress. I'll just skip writing and directing for now, I guess.
Well, I mean, like you can say that after the two.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Jodie Comer, Killing Eve.
Okay.
Laura Kinney, Ozark. Melanie Linsky, Yellow Jackets. Sandra Oh, Killing Eve.
Yep.
Reese Witherspoon for The Morning Show, and
Ugh.
Zendaya for Euphoria.
Yikes. Okay, so I had Jennifer Aniston in, not Reese Witherspoon. And again, no one from Yellowstone. I had Kelly Riley for Yellowstone. So I think that's going to get shut out. That's a oof on my part. All right, let's go to actor then.
Jason Bateman, Ozark.
Mhm.
Brian Cox, Succession.
Mhm.
Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game.
Mhm.
Adam Scott, Severance.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jeremy Strong, Succession.
Yeah.
And Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul.
Let's go. The meme. Again, I had Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. That's getting shut out. All right, now let's go to writing, I guess.
Writing Better Call Saul,
Mhm.
Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Succession, and then 2 Yellow Jackets.
Wow. That was actually pretty spread out, to be honest.
Yeah, wait until direction. Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, 3 Successions, and a Yellow Jacket.
Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm telling you. Succession is going to sweep. It's going to get everything, I think.
Outstanding drama series is kind of wacky, but
It is. Okay.
yeah, Better Call Saul,
Yep.
Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Succession, Yellow Jackets, and then like Euphoria, but then Stranger Things 4 wasn't nominated for anything,
But it gets into drama.
but it gets into drama.
So, again, I had everything except Yellowstone, and Yellow Jackets got it. So, yeah, I did call that Stranger Things would get in. I did call that. All right, now let's go to, like, limited.
Limited? Okay.
Yeah.
Supporting actress in Limited, Connie Britton in The White Lotus, Jennifer Coolidge, The White Lotus, Alexandria Daddario.
Alexander Daddario.
Daddario in The White Lotus.
Oh, my
Caitlin
God.
Dever in Dope Stick.
Oh, okay.
Dope Sick. Natasha Rothwell, The White Lotus.
Oh, my
Sydney
God.
Sweeney, The White
Oh, my
Lotus.
God.
Mare Winningham, Dope Sick.
5 people from The White Lotus
Yeah.
in supporting actress. Holy shit.
Right. Murray Bartlett for The White Lotus.
Okay.
Jake Lacey, The White Lotus.
Okay.
Will Poulter, Dope Sick. Seth Rogen, Pam and
Tommy. Pam and Tommy. Okay.
Peter Sarsgaard,
Dope
Dope
Sick.
Sick. Michael Stolbarg, Dope Sick. Steve Zahn for The White Lotus.
Oh,
Steve
shit.
Zahn.
So, wait, was that 4 for The White Lotus?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
No,
Oh,
it's
only
3.
three.
3. Yeah, and then 3 for Dope Sick.
Again,
Dope Sick.
nothing for Marvel. Moon Knight's not getting in. Nothing for Loki in drama. Nothing for Loki. Just saying.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Let's go. All right.
Outstanding lead actress. Ready?
And, okay.
Toni Collette, The Staircase.
Mhm.
Julia Garner, Inventing Anna.
Okay.
Lily James, Pam and Tommy.
Okay.
Sarah Paulson, Impeachment, American Crime Story.
What the fuck?
Margaret Qualley, Maid. Amanda
Seyfried?
Seyfried, The Dropout.
So I had Jessica Chastain for Scenes from a Marriage, but that one was wrong. But I got 5 out of 6 in that one. All right, now actor.
Colin Firth, The Staircase. Andrew Garfield, Under the Banner of Heaven. Oscar Isaac, Scenes from a Marriage.
Okay, so he gets in. All right.
Michael Keaton, Dope Sick.
Yep.
Hamish Patel,
Patel.
Station.
Oh wait,
11.
really? Oh shit. Okay.
Sebastian Stan, Pam and Tommy.
I did call that. So yeah, no Ben Foster for The Survivor. That was like a baity movie. It was about a Holocaust survivor that becomes a boxer. Like the biggest bait you've ever like heard of in your entire life. All right, writing now.
Dopesick, Impeachment, Made, Station 11, The Dropout, and The White Lotus.
See, that was spread out. That's good. Okay.
And directing, Danny Strong. Wait, Dopesick, Made, Station 11, 2, The Dropouts, and then The White Lotus. Okay. All right.
Let's do TV movie. That's a separate category.
Okay. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Let's go.
Ray Donovan, the movie.
Yep.
Reno 911, The Hunt for Quinn,
Fuck.
The Survivor, and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas.
So no, The Fallout. That was big on HBO.
Yeah, it was. Limited or anthology series: Dopesick, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, The Dropout, and The White
Wait,
Lotus.
Pam and Tommy got in?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, I fucked up. I only got Dopesick and The White Lotus in that category. No Maid. No Under the Banner of Heaven, and no The Staircase. I fucked up bad in that category. And so wait, Lily James doesn't get in. Oh no, wait, she did get in. Never mind, I'm stupid. Oh, and Seth Rogen got in too. That's kind of funny. Alright. So, okay. No. I don't care about reality. I do care about reality, but not like the reality shows, really. I'm not the biggest fan of the short film form or the variety. So let's check animation, maybe. Because I want to see Love, Death, and Robots pop off.
Which, all three animated, or?
Yeah. The top one, probably. Or all three, I guess.
I can't click on the top one, but okay. The outstanding animated program: Arcane, Bob's Burgers, Rick and Morty, The Simpsons, and what?
What if? What the fuck? Ew! Okay, Arcane makes sense. That's gonna finally beat The Simpsons. The Simpsons has won for like 10 years in a row. That's like not even a joke. The Simpsons just wins every. It won last year. Alright? It just wins. That's what happens.
Are they biased? I can't click on that.
Oh, so then.
Short form: Love, Death, and Robots,
Obviously.
Robot Chicken,
Yep.
Star Wars Visions,
Okay.
The Boys Diabolical. Wait,
Yep.
that was actually good. We talked about that. When Billy Met Lisa.
Okay, so Love, Death, and Robots is gonna win again. Because it's won every single year that it's out.
Star Wars Visions.
Okay. There's a lot of text. Like, you just look at that. So, I don't really... Here, let's do, like, cinematography. Alright, let's do cinematography.
Cinematographer.
Yeah, cinematography.
Which one?
All of them.
Alright, we'll start
Except
with
for reality. Okay. Except for reality.
Some
Sorry.
reality. Non-fiction.
Sure. Yeah, we can go for that.
100 Foot Wave. McCartney 321 are great national parks.
Oh, that's the Obama one.
Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy. The Andy Warhol Diaries, and We Feed People.
Alright.
Now this is for a single camera series, 1 hour. Euphoria, Loki, Ozark.
Oh, so Loki gets text. Okay.
Squid Game, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, and The Rise of the Lakers
Winning.
Dynasty.
Oh shit, that's interesting.
Now we have
For half hour. Okay.
Atlanta, Barry, Grownish, Hacks, Insecure, and Russian Doll.
Interesting. Wow.
Okay.
Multi-camera series. So this is like sitcoms.
How I Met Your Mother.
Father. Be positive in the Connors. Okay. For anthology or limited. 1883 twice.
1883.
Dope Sick.
Gaslight. Moon Knight.
Moon Knight gets a cinematography nomination. I feel like that's kind of deserved. Like some of it. It's like ruined by some of the VFX, but like it's shot pretty well, I think.
Moon Knight was, and The Witcher, and all.
Okay, so this is
costumes for sci-fi.
Oh, so
fantasy.
are we doing all costumes then? Yeah,
oh,
we'll do all the costume categories. Right?
Yeah,
So
I'm just kind of
sci-fi,
browsing,
fantasy, Loki, Moon Knight, Picard, Book of Boba Fett, Witcher, and What We Do in the Shadows.
That's probably What We Do in the Shadows.
Maybe, because yeah, it's like vampire and Victorian or whatever. I feel like here we got to figure out if Ludwig Göransson got in.
That's what I was looking for. Wait, a limited time anthology. Moon Knight was nominated for
Score? Well, because it would be limited series.
Original dramatic score, music composition for a documentary.
No, not that one.
Yeah, Music direction?
Not that one. I'm telling you, it's going to be under...
Original title theme? Loki was nominated. I think Loki...
Okay, it's going to be this. It's going to be this one. And it's not in it. He's won twice for The Mandalorian, but he didn't even get in for Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, well, I don't remember anything from Moon Knight, so...
But that got into
Wait, I do remember the one, the music that plays when he wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like the first episode.
Alright, so, I'm curious... Here, look up the stats. What were, like, the most nominated, like, shows this year? Because I feel like Loki, Moon Knight, The Witcher, probably got, like, a bunch of techs, but, like, nothing above the line. There's probably, like, an article that, like, just lays it out.
Hacks with 17, Only Murders in the Building with 17. White Lotus has 20.
Jesus. Ted Lasso with
25.
No.
Wait.
HBO's drama series landed a total of 25. Oh, so they're talking about Succession.
Oh.
Succession got 25? Good God.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso got... Oh, they each earned 20. Ted Lasso and White Lotus with 20? Good fucking God. Pam and Tommy got 10. Stranger Things got 13, even though it only got drama. So it must have popped off in text.
And HBO has the most with 108 noms.
Jesus fucking Christ. HBO every year. You gotta trust HBO. That's basically what you gotta take away from this. That's basically all you gotta take away from it. So, thank you for reading me the...
Extremely disappointed Book of Boba Fett wasn't nominated for score. In any...
Alright, sorry. I was just texting. So, speaking of awards, I want to talk about one of the years at the Oscars. A year that I think is kind of interesting because it has like 3 of my favorite movies of all time from that year. So, here we go. This is the 2015 Oscars for the 2014 movies. So, Birdman was nominated everywhere, but it only won the Guild Award for picture. So it didn't win Golden Globe or like the British Oscars. Or it didn't even win the critics groups, really. I mean, it won some, but not like the major one that people look to. So it only won 1 place before it went to win Best Picture. Boyhood, which is Richard Linklater, who did Dazed and Confused and the Before trilogy. That won the other 3 places. Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, and BAFTA. Also nominated everywhere was Grand Budapest Hotel, because Wes Anderson's a goat, I'm telling you. That won Comedy Golden Globe over Birdman, which is kind of wacky. I do think they're both funny in their own way, but I think Grand Budapest Hotel is like more inherently a comedy, I think.
Well, yeah, because Birdman is more of just a satire of Hollywood.
Right, and just like actors in general.
Well, yeah,
and stuff.
not just Hollywood, but yeah, that yeah.
So The Imitation Game, which is a boring as fuck World War II movie about Benedict Cumberbatch, got everything because apparently the Oscars and everyone else can't not love World War II Oscar bait. That's basically what this says.
Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, but listen, that was good. That's different. That's different.
Saving Private Ryan is Oscar bait. Don't listen to him.
I mean, it is Oscar bait, but it's also like a technically well-crafted movie, though. So like, it's a bit different. And then the only other movie of outside of the 4 to get nominated everywhere is The Theory of Everything, which is the Stephen Hawking biopic. That's kind of shocking, I think, but I guess people like that movie. Selma gets in with just Golden Globe and Critics' Choice. That's the Martin Luther King Jr. movie. This is one of 2 awards it gets, including Best Picture, which is kind of wacky. Whiplash only got Critics' Choice and PGA. Now, Whiplash is fantastic. But I'm sort of like glad, like it's probably my favorite of the category, but I'm sort of glad it didn't win Best Picture because like Damien Chazelle was in his like 20s and he didn't like need a Best Picture win in his first movie. But like Iñárritu had been doing stuff since like the 90s, so like he's been around for a while. It's like it made sense for him to win Best Picture, or like his movie to win Best Picture. And then finally American Sniper, which is awful. And I don't know why it got in. That only got PGA, which is again like the guild for like producers, and they.
Anytime I hear American Sniper was nominated for Best Picture that year at the Oscars, it's just like awful. It blows my mind.
I know. Ugh. So okay, other movies in contention: Foxcatcher, which is about an event at the Olympics. Steve Carell was nominated. Mark Ruffalo was nominated. It got director, screenplay, makeup, but it didn't get picture, which is kind of wacky. It got Golden Globe and PGA. Nightcrawler, which is the
literally
me character, Jake Gyllenhaal, got Critics' Choice and PGA. Gone Girl, which is female, literally someone probably. David Fincher, Critics' Choice PGA. Unbroken, which is Angelina Jolie's directorial debut, just got Critics' Choice, and like the rest doesn't matter. So director, Alejandro González Iñárritu for Birdman. He only won DGA, so again, it won a guild. But like, it was a fucking one-take movie. So I'm shocked that he didn't sweep, because one-take movies sweep normally.
1917 did.
Yeah, it swept director and then lost to Bong Joon-ho, which I think is great.
Oh, you're talking about the other awards,
yeah. So
okay.
yeah, Birdman only got DGA for director, but it was nominated everywhere, right? They weren't gonna not nominate a one-take movie. Richard Linklater won everywhere else too: Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. So the 3 places it won picture, director, they all were wrong because the Oscars went with not those 2, which is kind of wacky. Wes Anderson for Grand Budapest Hotel got everything, which is great. You haven't seen the movie yet.
No, I've only seen like
clips or like shots of it or whatever.
One Wes Anderson movie,
and that's the animated one.
And that's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous looking movie. The staging is incredible.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is too, so
that's true. He's very good at staging. But yeah, nominated everywhere. Morton Tildum for The Imitation Game. That's a boring, gross looking movie, but that got nominated at the Guild, DGA.
Mission Impossible 3 is also a boring, gross looking film, and that's considered one of the best in the franchise. So
really.
Yeah,
I only heard bad things about it.
No, I'm pretty sure like everyone's rankings on it are like, oh yeah, it's really good, guys.
Interesting.
Unless it's
so yeah, but like he only got DGA. Now then, as I mentioned a little bit before, Bennett Miller for Foxcatcher got in over people like Ava DuVernay for Selma. If she got in, she would have been the first black woman nominated for director. But they didn't do that. So, whoopsie. Ava DuVernay got Golden Globe Critics' Choice. David Fincher also got Golden Globe Critics' Choice for Gone Girl. Clint Eastwood got nominated at the DGA for American Sniper, which is dumb. That's a dumb pick. That's a really dumb pick. Damien Chazelle was nominated for Whiplash at BAFTA, which I think is amazing. It's an extremely directed movie. And then James Marsh for The Theory of Everything got I think Birdman's director win makes sense. It's very good. Here we go. Actor. Here we go. Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything, playing Stephen Hawking, won everything except for Critics' Choice, and then Michael Keaton only won Critics' Choice, and then the Comedy Golden Globe, and then lost everywhere else for Birdman, which sucks because he was great in it, and it was like basically his movie, or like about him a lot.
Yeah,
like it's like
yeah.
his career, and it just like didn't get in. But thankfully, he was nominated everywhere. Benedict Cumberbatch for The Imitation Game got in everywhere. Steve Carell for Foxcatcher got Golden Globe. SAG was actually BAFTA in supporting, but then gets lead at Oscar. And this is his only nomination at the Oscars for Steve Carell. This is movie, which is kind of wacky. And then here we go. Bradley Cooper, American Sniper, nominated.
I can put on a generic American accent too. I'm just saying.
And then he was nominated nowhere, and then got in over Jake Gyllenhaal and Nightcrawler, which got everything. Literally everything.
Just saying.
And then he also got in over Ralph Fiennes for The Grand Budapest Hotel, and he's excellent. He got Golden Globe Comedy, Critics' Choice, and BAFTA. But whatever. I guess don't nominate him.
You think the Academy was just like, hey, we need one movie to at least draw the numbers, so let's just pick American Sniper.
Yeah, because like the majority of the movies were indie.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad bet. David Oyelowo, who played Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma, got Golden Globe Critics' Choice, and then did get nominated. Which you would think would, because he's playing fucking Martin Luther King. Here we go. Actress. Julianne Moore for Still Alice. Nominated everywhere, won everything. We've seen this movie. What'd you think of Still Alice and her Oscar win?
It was okay. I didn't see an Oscar-winning performance though.
Maybe a nomination, but not the win.
Yeah, I saw. Maybe there was another movie way out there that could have possibly replaced that nomination, but it just didn't seem like I would remember that ever.
That's true. She got nominated, I think, once or twice before, but she this was her time. She played the I've never won, you should give me one award, and the play to do that, and then they were like, oh yeah, we remember you, Julianne Moore. Here, we'll make you sweep every award, and then we'll have you win.
Yeah, she kind of was just generic crying lady who's losing her memory.
I mean, I did think she was good, but
I don't know. I thought I don't
I wouldn't say win worthy, but nomination, I'm fine with. Rosamund Pike for Gone Girl, nominated everywhere. Reese Witherspoon for the movie Wild, nominated everywhere. And Felicity Jones for The Theory of Everything, nominated everywhere. She was also in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that year. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
That movie's amazing.
Amazing. So, Marion Cotillard for French movie 2 Days, One Night gets only Critics' Choice, and then gets in over Jennifer Aniston for a movie called Cake, where she got Golden Globe. Yeah. Golden Globe Critics' Choice. SAG. This was her turn to the dramatic, and people thought, oh yeah, they're gonna nominate Jennifer Aniston because she's in a drama role now. But then they didn't. They were like, nope, we're gonna nominate Marion Cotillard instead. Possibly in the conversation was Amy Adams for Big Eyes. It was a Tim Burton movie where she painted. She won Comedy Golden Globe and was nominated at BAFTA. Here we go. Supporting actor J.K. Simmons in Whiplash. You've seen clips for the movie, right?
Yeah.
With how insane he is in the movie. J.K. Simmons is incredible in Whiplash. I've seen it twice now.
When isn't he incredible though?
Almost every movie. He's quite boring.
What do you mean?
But yeah.
Oh yeah, No Way Home. Yeah.
And also just he's in movies where they're oh shit, that's J.K. Simmons. Why are you here? He was in The Tomorrow War, And I was like, oh, J.K. Simmons, is
Yeah,
this
I
a
didn't watch
paycheck
the
for you?
Tomorrow. I didn't
Is
watch
this a
the
paycheck
Tomorrow
for
one.
you?
So,
But yeah, nominated everywhere, won everything, which is like absolutely deserved. Edward Norton in Birdman, he was great in the movie, nominated everywhere. Ethan Hawke in Boyhood, nominated everywhere. Mark Ruffalo in Foxcatcher, nominated everywhere. The only person that wasn't nominated everywhere was Robert Duvall for The Judge, but he got everything except for BAFTA. So like, if this was the biggest lock for supporting actor maybe ever in this category. Just there was one other alternative, being Josh Brolin in Inherent Vice, which is a PTA movie, and he got Critics' Choice. Supporting actress Patricia Arquette for Boyhood, nominated everywhere, won everything. The only person this year that didn't sweep everything was Eddie Redmayne. But outside of that, it was kind of obvious who was winning. Emma Stone in Birdman, do you remember her performance in that movie?
she cried once.
She did cry once, and she smoked weed.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nominated everywhere for it, I guess. Keira Knightley for The Imitation Game got nominated everywhere. Meryl Streep in a Disney musical, Into the Woods. You remember that?
No.
No?
Nope.
I do, and it was boring. But she got in. She got in nearly everywhere.
I remember they in the for school they had the Into the Woods play.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, that same year that movie came out because everyone was excited for it, but nobody talked about it after it came out.
Oops, whoopsie. That's a whoops. And then Laura Dern gets in for Wild. She was nominated nowhere. The other people in contention were like a bunch of random ass picks that like no one really knew, like who the hell was getting in. So the fifth slot was pretty open. Original screenplay, Birdman wins.
Yes.
Gets Golden Globe, Critics' Choice wins, and then nominated at BAFTA. He didn't get in at the Writers Guild because he's not a member, so he wasn't eligible. But yeah, that's like completely deserved, I think. Yeah, like I guess we've just been talking about like what it got or whatever, but like let's talk about Birdman. What do you think of Birdman?
Well, I had to watch Birdman because I do a presentation on it in the film class that that we took in high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when we watched it together, and yeah, no, it's fine. They can hear me, but it was
very good.
It was very good.
Is that all you gotta say?
No, I mean like, because I haven't watched it since then. That's
Oh, so it's been like
it's been a couple years, but I did watch it. But yeah, I remember in the moment when I watched it, I was absolutely blown away because like my presentation that I had to do on it, I was very passionate about how much I loved the movie. I remember that very much, but it's just I haven't watched it in a while, so I think that kind of fizzled down a lot.
But like, do you think it deserved the wins that it got?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the other nominees, but yeah, I would say I have seen American Sniper, but like there's like no competition.
But
and anytime someone talks about American Sniper, I'm like, yeah, Birdman deserved that win.
Sniper. People love American Sniper.
I fucking hate American
I
Sniper.
know. Okay, all right. So the Grand Budapest Hotel got Golden Globe Critics' Choice, nominated also at WGA BAFTA, won BAFTA over Birdman, and then because Birdman wasn't eligible at the Writers Guild, it won at the Writers Guild too. So people were thinking, well, there's this surge for Iñárritu to win director, so maybe now it's time to give Wes Anderson an Oscar for screenplay. But instead they gave Iñárritu every award. Yeah, Wes Anderson hasn't been nominated since. That's not true. He was nominated for I Love Dogs because he nominated director. So yeah, he got nominated for Isle of Dogs, but like in terms of his live action craft, he hasn't been nominated since. Boyhood got nominated everywhere. Nightcrawler gets in as its one and only nomination. And then Foxcatcher gets just the Guild. Adapted screenplay, The Imitation Game, because World War II Oscar bait, and it's a talkie movie, gets in everywhere, wins the Guild, and then the USC Scripter, which is like awards for adaptations of books into films and stuff. Or I guess also into TV shows, but yeah, that won the Oscar. The Theory of Everything won BAFTA. Nominated at Critics' Choice USC. Whiplash was nominated everywhere except for Golden Globe, but was nominated in Original, but then was put in Adapted because it was based off of a short film that he made. So people were like, well, he created the short film, and now he's creating the movie. So like he's still doing it, so it's like an original idea, but it's adapted off of his own thing.
So, okay, that's kind of stupid.
That people thought it was original? Or that
No, wait.
it's inadapted?
That it's in, yeah, you're talking about it's inadapted, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that's kind of stupid that it's in it. 'Cause it's, yeah.
Well, because it's based off of
Talks
his
for itself,
own
yeah.
short film. So, like, it's based off of something. So it's adapted. But people thought because he made the original thing that it would be original, which isn't how that works. So yeah, nominated everywhere in original, and then gets in adapted at the Oscars. Inherent Vice, Paul Thomas Anderson, gets Critics' Choice USC, and then American Sniper got a fucking screenplay nomination. You know how awful that is?
No.
He had an accent, and then the woman character was like, ha ha ha, I don't like men except I like you because you're hot. And then it's like, okay.
Yeah, Bradley
Okay.
Cooper's hot. See, look, wow.
We're progressive.
We're progressive.
But yeah, that got the Guild and that got BAFTA. Gone Girl, which was nominated everywhere and won the Critics' Choice, didn't get nominated. And then American Sniper gets in.
American
Sniper.
Wow.
Guardians of the Galaxy got a Writers Guild nomination, which is kind of wacky.
Bring it up later.
Also, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite movies of that year, but it's a superhero movie, so that had no shot.
Yeah, that's.
Wild got Critics' Choice WGA USC, and then didn't get nominated. Paddington got BAFTA. The first Paddington. Paddington, let's go. Here we go.
Paddington.
Best score. The Grand Budapest Hotel. He got Alexander Desplat is a super incredible composer. You know, he did the 2014 Godzilla. He did the latest Little Women, and he's been doing Wes Anderson movies for a decade now, ever since Fantastic Mr. Fox. So he gets nominated for a Wes Anderson movie, Grand Budapest Hotel, but he only got BAFTA nominated, and then the Oscar. And then it won BAFTA, and then it won the Oscar. Which is kind of wacky. But, that's deserved. It's during the movie, the score is okay, but there's, a theme that plays during the credits that is, insane and so goddamn good, and I'm glad that it won for that. The Theory of Everything got nominated everywhere. Golden Globe, which it won. Interstellar, Hans Zimmer, Christopher Nolan movie. Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA, nominated everywhere. The Imitation Game gets Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, and then Mr. Turner, which I don't know what that is, but it has one of the people from Harry Potter in it. That got score over Birdman, which was nominated everywhere. And then it won Critics' Choice. Which is, I remember the drums very vividly. The movie, builds off of the score in terms of, the pacing and like every stage interaction, they had people like playing the drums in the background and shit. So like the score was integral to the plot, and then it didn't get nominated.
All I remember is the drums, though.
But that's like the only score part is the drums. And then Gone Girl got Golden Globe Critics' Choice, and then Under the Skin, wacky, batshit insane A24 horror movie got a BAFTA nomination. If you listen to the score for that movie, it's actually quite good. Cinematography, Birdman wins everything, which is like deserved because it's one take and also just looks good. Grand Budapest Hotel gets in everywhere. Mr. Turner, I don't know what that movie is, but that got everything. Unbroken, Angelina Jolie movie, got in at the Guild. And then Ida, which is a foreign language film. Yuck. No, that's a joke. But that got BAFTA because they like international stuff, and that got the Oscar. Over Interstellar. They do like Nolan movies. I mean, Nolan's Inception won cinematography. So then Interstellar doesn't even get nominated. You look like you're about to say something.
Like, well, sorry, go back to score. Interstellar was nominated for score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But not
just making
cinematography.
sure. Making sure. But not cinematography. Okay.
But not cinematography.
Okay. But it wasn't even nominated. Was it nominated for Best Picture? Did I miss that?
No, it wasn't nominated for picture. Or director, or screenplay, or Matthew McConaughey, an actor.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get killed, but Matthew McConaughey was kind of bland. He cried, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, good
Oscar!
actor."
Let's go, Oscar!
He cried once.
Let's go. Alright, editing. Whiplash wins. And it only wins at BAFTA, but it's nominated everywhere. It has fantastic editing. The final, like, concert scene alone is like, oh shit. That's like some wacky stuff, dude. Oh my god. Grand Budapest Hotel won Comedy Eddie Award, which is the Guild for editing, and then it got nominated at BAFTA. Boyhood gets in, and that one Drama, Editing Guild. American Sniper got in to editing, which is dumb. Wow. Imagine a war movie getting into editing. That's kind of wacky. And then The Imitation Game, because also World War II. Birdman. He got nominated for editing everywhere, even though it's a one-take war movie. Not war movie, just a one-take movie.
One take,
Sorry,
yeah.
back that up. But yeah, just a one-take movie. Like, I get it has shot stitching to make it look like
That's how a lot of one-shots are.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's not actually one take, but they use shot stitching, and apparently that was good enough to win the Critics' Choice and get nominated everywhere else, which is kind of wacky. But Guardians of the Galaxy got the Comedy Eddie at the Guild, which I think is a great pick. Interstellar only got Critics' Choice, didn't get editing at the Oscars, which is kind of wacky because Dunkirk won the next time he made a movie that won editing.
Well, yeah.
It's true. Production design, because Wes Anderson, it gets nominated everywhere for Grand Budapest Hotel and wins everything. Interstellar gets nominated in production design because of like the ships, I guess, and like that's it that I can think of, like set stuff.
No, they probably built some of the planets and shit too.
Or like they built a planet.
No, like they didn't build a planet, but they built like the landscape of the planet without.
Couldn't that just be VFX?
Yeah, but like if you've seen the movie later on, there's like instead of just the water that everyone knows, there's like actual like cool planet shit that they maybe create.
And then
like big rocks.
Big rocks. Let's go.
Like big rocks. That's what I'm saying. They made big rocks for the movie.
And that got nominated for production. Good job.
Because
they made
big
some
rocks.
Because he made some rocks. Mr. Turner gets Into the Woods because Disney, and then The Intimidation Game because World War II. And then what's not nominated, Birdman, which like makes sense, but that one Art Directors Guild, or one of the 3 categories there, because I guess like the theater counts as production design. I see that more as like set decoration than anything else, than just like they built a theater, because I don't think they did. Here we go. Costumes. Grand Budapest Hotel wins everything. Disney, Into the Woods, nominated everywhere. Inherent Vice, PTA, that gets in. Maleficent, remember that? That got in. Guardians got Costume Designers Guild for sci-fi, which is kind of wacky, because like mostly it's just leather. That's most of the costumes is just leather. VFX, Interstellar wins. VFX.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine.
It only won BAFTA though. It didn't win anywhere else.
Oh.
It beat out Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I know you love that movie. So here's what I'm going to tell you. All right, the Rise of the Planet of the Apes was winning everything, and then the Martin Scorsese film Hugo won like one of the awards, and then beat Rise of the Planet.
Oh, wasn't there one other movie in VFX that Hugo beat that year? Was it 2015?
No, that was 2011.
2011. Yeah, what was 2011? Oh yeah, Hugo beat something else for VFX or something else. I want to say it was Drive.
In VFX?
Not for VFX, but...
Oh, sound editing?
Yeah, it was sound editing. Yeah.
So Interstellar beats Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And then War for the Planet of the Apes was winning everything. And then Blade Runner wins BAFTA.
Yeah, well, Blade Runner I can
see more than
War.
Yeah.
But both are great, and I probably could say Interstellar above Dawn, too. Because...
I think it was used more sparingly, even though it's a space movie. But yeah, then Guardians gets in everywhere. X-Men Days of Future Past gets in. I think that's like one of the only, if not the only X-Men movie to get Oh, and that's not true. Logan got screenplay.
Oh, yeah.
And then Captain America the Winter Soldier gets in. Over Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies.
Have you seen Hobbit and the Battle of the Five Armies?
I have
seen the special effects in that movie.
Some of it, like the dragon looks really good, and then like
there's the dude riding the hog. That looks fucking awful.
So okay, like the Hobbit series doesn't have that great of VFX. Makeup, Grand Budapest Hotel wins makeup, and then Guardians gets nominated, and then so is Foxcatcher. And that beats out The Hobbit and the Disney movie Into the Woods. Sound mixing, Whiplash, which makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks so good. You can't see it, but there's some VFX shots that are kooky.
I know people
and don't look good.
People on Twitter call other people out for like, that's just a single still.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
but it looks good. It doesn't look good. Here we go. Birdman gets sound mixing because of like the drums and then the layering of like the dialogue or whatever. American Sniper because war movies get sound. That's just how it works. Interstellar because space movie. That's true. And then Guardians didn't get nominated. That was like the number 6. Like Guardians for sound makes a lot of sense because they have like the spaceships and they have like the lasers or whatever, and then they have like all the weird alien noises and shit. Like that could have gotten sound, but it like just didn't, which is kind of wacky. Sound editing. Here we have a win for American Sniper. A win for American Sniper in sound editing.
Gun.
Because gun.
Gun.
Birdman gets into sound editing, which I don't get.
Yeah.
Because like they walk around, and then there's like more walking. Maybe because of the meteor. Maybe because of the meteor And also, like, when the wings on Birdman, like, get wacky and, like, the metal vulture. Okay, so maybe I can see it.
Just the one specific scene.
Yeah, the one scene got it a sound nomination. Interstellar, because space movie, and then The Hobbits gets into sound. Because the dragon, and also the orcs or whatever. Here we go. Song, Selma wins, because it's like a American patriotic, like, protest song. Lego Movie gets into song. Everything is awesome. And then, like, the rest of these I don't know. Oh, the Hanging Tree song from Hunger Games Mockingjay didn't get in.
I don't remember that.
That was played on the radio constantly. I kind
Maybe if I listened to it, I would remember it. But right now, yeah, I kind of don't remember it.
Animated film.
Yep.
Strap in.
Yep.
Strap in. You strapped in?
Yep, I'm strapped in.
All right.
I'm strapped in.
Lego Movie.
Yep.
Nominated everywhere.
Well, I already know where this is heading.
Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, the PGA, the Annie Awards, and the BAFTA. It wins Critics' Choice, PGA, and BAFTA. Not nominated.
I already know.
Fucking snubbed. Okay? Fucking snubbed. Then we have Big Hero 6,
I don't want to talk about this.
Which is nominated everywhere. Doesn't win a single award, not even at the Golden Globe, because they love Disney. That won. That fucking won. You're, like, cringing right now. Like, you want to die.
Now, if anybody says the Oscars doesn't have a bias towards Disney, show them that right there.
Show them that. Okay, but here's the thing.
The only reason Spider-Verse won was because there was no Disney competition that year.
Because Incredibles 2 was mid, and then Ralph Breaks the Internet was bad. That's the only reason why Spider-Verse won.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
If we would have gotten Encanto that came out that year, that would have won over Spider-Verse.
Yep. And we would have been freaking out, because that's bullshit. Okay, so here's the thing. After Lego Movie was snubbed, people were thinking How to Train Your Dragon 2 would win. Because that won Golden Globe and the Annies, which are like the guild for animated films.
And it was actually good.
So people were like, oh, well, they're going to finally give DreamWorks a third win. Because they gave it for Shrek and for Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Kino right there.
So people were like, oh, wow, they're going to give it to How to Train Your Dragon 2. But then no, they give it to Big Hero 6, which is boring and bad. The Box Trolls, because it's Laika and it's stop motion. That gets nominated everywhere, which, like, actually makes sense. Song of the Sea is an Irish studio film. Was only nominated at the Guild, and then The Tale of Princess Kaguya is a fucking Ghibli movie that got in, and, like, that got in over Lego Movie. And as someone who's seen every Ghibli movie, I'm gonna tell you, the Lego Movie should have gotten instead of Tale of Princess Kaguya, but whatever. And then The Book of Life. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Channing Tatum, Zoe Saldana.
Was
that Blue Sky? That was Blue Sky, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That got nominated everywhere except for BAFTA. And that was, like, probably in top 5, but then they nominated the 2 international animated. And this was when it was its own, like, branch nominating for animated. So, like, every year they're snubbing, like, a bunch of American movies to get in international stuff, which I can commend, except the Lego Movie is the best out of this category and that didn't get in, but whatever.
Speaking of the Book of Life, that is one of the earliest memories I have of just an average moviegoer sharing in elementary school that they did not like the movie after watching it. A kid was like, yeah, I didn't like that animated movie. It was kind of stupid.
Was that you?
No.
Oh,
no.
It was someone else.
Wait,
did you watch it in the theater?
No, I didn't. They did, yeah.
Oh,
and then
okay.
they set, the sharing circle, what you did over the weekend. They're like, I watched the Book of Life. It wasn't very good.
Damn.
Yeah. was kind of whack.
I was late to the Lego movie. It had been out for like a month, and everyone in that like sharing circle or whatever was like, "Oh my god, I saw the Lego movie. It was so good." So then like I finally watched it, and I'm like, it was good. I don't have much to say, but it was good.
Yep. That was the same as me. I had to wait for DVD because at that point my family never really went to the theaters. But when I finally watched it, oh my god, it was like the greatest thing in existence at that time.
Hell yeah.
That was the only thing I watched for like a year straight, was just the Lego movie.
So here's the thing. The song from the Lego movie, Everything is Awesome, is like a jab at the music industry and like how awful pop songs are. Because like the entire movie's like a satire, and it's also like extremely rich with like anti-capitalist themes and shit. And like Fox News got mad about it. Who could have seen that coming? But then the movie doesn't get nominated, but they nominate the song, which is supposed to be like a parody of pop songs, and is like supposed to be like a joke, and like that gets in. Like, you can see how the Oscars didn't understand the movie at all. But yeah, that's frustrating. But those were the Oscars of that year. So now we're gonna hop into Marvel rankings. We were thinking with this or Pixar, but the boy here hasn't seen every Pixar movie.
Nope, I kind of dropped off after Toy Story 3, and it's been every one. No, Incredibles 2, and it's been every couple. No, it was Toy Story 3, because I didn't watch The Good Dinosaur.
Oh,
at least
okay.
I don't think. I don't remember, at least. Okay. Maybe I did.
So instead of talking about like, oh, what's our least to like what's our most, I think we should talk about like in order, maybe. You know what? Never mind. We'll start with the bottom, I guess.
Right, it's all at 34.
34. So technically, we are also including the shows.
Yeah.
And we haven't included Miss Marvel because A, not every episode is out for it, and B, we don't want to watch it because it's probably going to be boring and bland. Who could have seen that coming? So yeah, out of 34, we've seen everything, so it's going to be comprehensive. You start with number 34.
Okay, 34. I have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I hate this show so much. I might be just going through my honeymoon phase of hating it, but I could not stand a minute of the show besides Agent US Agent. Yeah. That was the only character I could actually sit there and just enjoy.
Yeah.
Everything else was just. The Flag Smashers is by far the worst villains in the MCU in general,
or just straight up villains.
Just
straight up villains. Period.
But no, they're not villains. They're not villains.
They're
good people. They're good people. They have good intentions. Kidnaps people and threatens to blow them up.
See, like, on Twitter, it's really toxic. If you hate the show, you're a racist, or if you love the show, or even like remotely like it, you're an SJW. So here's both of our opinions. We're not racists. And we don't really abide by every single SJW thing out there. It's just straight up bad as a piece of art that can't really be called art. I mean, it could, but also it's really bad.
Especially it falls apart the last episode. But yeah, it had the potential to be better. It needs to do better.
Senator. This is Senator. My number 34 is quite generic. I have Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's boring. I don't remember anything about it. I know Loki fake dies and then comes back.
Yep.
And then Darcy's annoying. And like that's it. And that's it. Oh, that and the hammer on the coat hanger.
The hammer of the coat hanger.
Yeah. Oh, you want to give like a rating for it?
Oh yeah.
Falcon, Winter Soldier.
I'll give it a 1 out of 10 right now, as of now.
Okay.
Later, it's probably going to change.
I have Thor: The Dark World at a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, number 33. What do you have?
The Incredible Hulk. It's not a surprise it's down there, but I could move it up, but Probably because I have a lot more nostalgia for this movie than any of the other ones that are above it. Surprisingly, this is probably the one that I would always watch. Underneath Iron Man 1, of course, that I would watch constantly in early MCU. But I don't remember anything from the movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I watched it a lot as a kid, I don't remember anything.
That sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah, that.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's it. I don't remember anything. I haven't watched it. That's the
Guess
one I
who-
skipped. So
Guess who also has Incredible Hulk at number 33? It's this guy. I am going to agree with everything he says. It's boring. It's forgettable. Also, the CGI didn't age well at all. A funny story, when I was like 4, my parents like rented the movie and were watching it. And the first Hulk out scene in the factory, I got scared.
yo, me too.
So like I like fled to my room and then didn't watch the movie until I was like 10.
No.
Like no joke. I had like a fear of the Hulk until like the Avengers came out and I'm like, okay, now I should probably see the Hulk movie. And then I watched it and I was bored.
I also remember when they were injecting, the dude with the needles to turn him into Abomination. I was scared of needles at the time, so I just ran all the way downstairs to bug my mom and waited for my dad to tell me it was over. That was the giant needles. Not anymore though.
I'm still sort of afraid of like, especially like big needles. Like I'm okay if like they're little.
Yeah.
But if they're like thick fucking needles,
Well, I have to
get that shit away.
I have to get my blood taken like every year, so I mean like
You've sort of just been able to live through it.
Yeah. Okay. 32. If you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, Incredible Hulk. I give it 2.
Okay.
But,
I also give it a 2.
All right. Ant-Man and the Wasp is my 32. I do not understand at all how people like this movie. I've watched it twice, and I couldn't stand it either time. It's not funny. I like Wasp, kinda. The villain is awful. I don't like Paul Rudd in this movie, but I love Paul Rudd. A lot of people point out the color grading and how it looks different from every other MCU movie.
But now it's like a norm.
But now it's now I don't notice a difference. It
not
the same.
anymore. No, not anymore.
It's just like I was really excited for this movie too before it came out, but maybe it's because I was excited, I was disappointed because I did like the first Ant-Man, but yeah.
That it.
Yeah.
All right. I also have Ant-Man at the Wasp at number 32. It's boring. None of the jokes were funny. The only slightly interesting visuals when they're in the quantum realm, but even that's debatable. And you give it a 2, right?
I give it a 3.
Oh, a 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Wasp is boring. Paul Rudd is boring. Michael Douglas doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. The script is awful. Now that Edgar Wright's gone, it has no creative style at all. 2 out of 10.
All right. 31. I have. I might have to give this one a rewatch, but Captain Marvel. I didn't like this movie when it came out. Nor did I like it before. I used to hate Brie Larson when I was in the anti-SJW field. That's why I hated it. But after watching movies with her in it, I actually do like her a lot. I'll put her up there with one of my favorite actresses. But and this directing duo went from Half Nelson, and that's really disappointing.
Oh wait, they did Half Nelson.
Yeah, they did Half Nelson. Yeah. So I don't remember anything from this movie either. Jude Law is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Brie Larson is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can redeem her in the future. I don't know. Samuel L. Jackson is that. Hey, he looks good when he's, CGI younger. But I like the chemistry between the two. But that's pretty much it. I hate the whole naming her after the Avengers too. That was kind of dumb. And the cat eye thing. Oh. So I gave it a 3.
Guess who also has Captain Marvel at 31? Basically gonna agree with everything. The thing that stuck out to me most was during the final fight was they played the song "I'm Just a Girl," which is extremely tone deaf. Yeah, Jude Law is a good actor, but he's awful in this movie. The VFX are gross. Just straight up not good. Not good.
And they wasted the director combo that they had.
Yeah. I don't have much to say outside of that. I also give it a 3 out of 10.
All right. 30. I have Thor: The Dark World. I don't know how to elaborate on this.
It's just...
I feel like I just put it at 30 because I don't remember anything from it, like at all. I remember when Loki dies, and that's about it. But I mean, I could give it credit for actually being important for Thor as a character, for Thor as a character in his future movies, quote unquote. But they do make fun of it a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one that exists.
It's a movie in the history of movies.
Yeah, it's a movie. I don't want to talk about the rating. I have it at right now.
A 4?
Yeah.
I'm looking over right now.
Yeah.
It's at a 4.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's funny. My last place is your number 30. And your last place is my number 30. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like a little bit more than you do. I think Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie try. Like, yeah, they're not great. But, like, you can tell they, like, had an awful script.
Yeah.
So they were, like, trying to do something good with it. Like, Anthony Mackie is good in a lot of movies. You just have to give him the right shit. And this was not it. Like, at all. This was just not it. Yeah, Wyatt Russell is great as U.S. Agent. The Flag Smashers are bad. It's shot poorly. It's just gray. There's no style. They wanted to recapture Winter Soldier, and it failed miserably. And the theme of, like, trying to fit into the shoes of something important is wasted on a bunch of awful humor that doesn't work. And you sort of see every plot twist coming. It's very...
And they retconned one of those.
They did?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, the Sharon Carter one. Apparently they retconned that. They just said, yeah, that didn't happen. They're just going to erase it from existence now.
So then, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because that was stupid, you have to admit.
Yeah, I know. Like, you saw that coming from a mile away. Right? Ryan George, his, sorry for the lip smack, his pitch meeting of Falcon and the Winter Soldier brings up, like, every complaint I have with this show. And...
They should have done better.
They should have done better, Senator. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I like it a little bit more than you do. But yeah, it's still not great. It's the worst MCU show by far. Also, we want to clarify, we don't have What If, because it's not on Letterboxd. And I have seen What If, he hasn't, so we just won't include it.
I'd rather not watch a show that's mediocre. Oh, wait.
So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna grab a drink, so you go on with your number 29.
My 29 is Black Widow at a whopping 4 out of 10.
Also, yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was a 3 out of 10. Just wanted to say that. All right, sorry, keep going.
Yeah. Black Widow. Oh boy, was I. I wanted to like this movie so much, but it really fell apart, especially at the third act. I liked what's his name? I don't remember his name. Sorry, I can't say what I liked. But the villain is easily probably it's actually the worst villain in the MCU. Even lower than the Flag Smashers. Because I don't remember him at all. I don't remember his name. He only shows up once, and his name is like told to us once. So that's why I'm switching to. I'm switching the Flag Smashers and the dude from Black Widow as the worst villain in the MCU. Because
really?
I don't remember his name. I don't remember his face. He showed
his
up
power
once.
was he smelled bad.
Yeah, his power was he smelt bad. Otherwise, I think the only thing that I could, one of the things, well, David Harbour, yeah, I love David Harbour, and Florence Pugh, and Scarlett Johansson, of course, as Black Widow is perfect. I hate the Taskmaster plot twist. I think it's stupid how they make her turn good at the end. That is very Disney. And the VFX are probably the worst in all the movies.
Or one of the worst. There's some modern, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, you had the Quantum Realm stuff too. Yeah, you might be right on this one.
I think it's the worst VFX in the entire franchise. At least so far, we probably have yet to see it. But yeah, 4 out of 10. It's stupid too. Nothing there. It's just yeah.
My number 29 is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay.
It's boring. It's bland. The more I think about it, the worse it gets. It's just pandering schlock. There's like barely any creativity. None of the jokes are funny.
Swear.
Language. But I can at least say that the VFX look good.
Yeah.
I can at least say that. And I used to be able to say, well, at least the CG is good. But now we can't even say that anymore. Because Marvel has just, and just like Disney in general, has gotten to the point where the CG just fails to be any good. But yeah, I think the plot with Black Widow and Hulk is out of nowhere. Makes zero goddamn sense. Captain America does nothing. Iron Man, his character, like he reverts back to Iron Man after his ending in Iron Man 3. Hawkeye actually gets development, which is good. I like Linda Cardellini as his wife. I like Linda Cardellini in general, but she doesn't get enough credit for the stuff she does. The Ultron villain makes jokes for no reason.
Yeah, that's really...
Wanda, the Vision stuff. Quicksilver dying, I'm like, okay, you just killed off him because, like, why not, I guess? You don't want Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay. Wanda has an awful Russian accent. Vision is boring. The plot is boring. It's just boring. 3 out of 10.
Oh, shit.
So you're 28.
Alright, my 28 is another movie I don't remember, because this is alongside The Incredible Hulk, because they both contribute nothing to the MCU whatsoever, is Iron Man 2. I may have watched this a couple times, way back when I was a kid, but I don't remember it. I remember the cool Whiplash part, but that actor was wasted.
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke, yeah. And I know he still goes on record about how much he hates the movie. Jon Favreau was wasted.
He needed 3 years, but they only gave him 2. Which, if you look at the behind the scenes, like, a lot of the plots, like, this was like an early draft script, but they're like, oh shit, Iron Man did well. We have to set up the Avengers. Quick, throw a bunch of shit into the movie, and also you have no time. That's basically the background of Iron Man 2's plot.
The whole SHIELD plotline is awful. I don't really like to add this drama behind the movie, but what really pisses me off is that producer. I don't remember his name. I won't name him because he doesn't deserve any credit for these movies. How he replaced War Machine with Don Cheadle, and said they won't notice the difference because all black people look the same.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
And he also refused to have any of the woman Marvel characters have toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I know what you're talking about.
That's why they couldn't make a Black Widow movie, was because of him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
What would you rate it?
4.
My number 28 is Black Widow. Florence Pugh is better than Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. That's my hot take. If she dropped the awful accent, she'd be perfect.
Yeah.
If she dropped the awful accent, she'd be perfect. Scarlett Johansson seems like she's phoning it in for a paycheck. You don't feel any weight because you know she's going to live after this event and then die later anyways. I think David Harbour is great. Rachel Weisz as whoever the fuck she was boring. Yeah, the villain was awful. The final set piece dragged out for too long. It was poorly paced. None of the jokes were funny. But I like it a bit because of Florence Pugh. Like, she genuinely, like, elevates it higher than it has any right to.
I thought David Harbour did, too.
And, okay, that's true. I like Florence Pugh more, but David Harbour is good. I think it is too... It again tried to be like Winter Soldier and failed. And I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
You're 27.
My 27 is Avengers Age of Ultron. This is very high for a normal MCU list. This is gonna sound really... I know Whedon is despised now, but
yep.
I do like Whedon's charm that he did with the first 2 Avengers. I think it works very well. But and the opening 10 minutes alone, I think is really good.
Okay.
Because, you know, the epic panel shot that they have.
Sure.
But Ultron making weird,
I'm
awkward
funny.
quips.
And then he cuts off someone's arm, and he's like, "Ooh, oh, that looks so painful." I'm like, "You're an evil psycho robot. Why are you making jokes?"
But the casting for Ultron, I think, is perfect. The voice,
James, like if they just kept the trailer version of the character, and then like got rid of the awful Disney line, like if he just had like that, "I'm gonna show you something beautiful," and he's like gonna fucking commit genocide, like that would have been a great villain. But they wanted to copy Loki as a character because they're like, "Oh, Loki was funny and Loki was quirky and he made joke, ha ha ha." So yeah, that's what they wanted to do with Ultron. But yeah, anyway, keep going.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I gave it 5. I think it's very mid for an Avengers movie or for an MCU movie. But and also I love it how they like dropped everything for Infinity War. They just dropped everything from this movie and
Basically.
just moved on.
Yep.
So yeah.
My 27 is Thor: Love and Thunder. It did. I laughed at like maybe 2 jokes. The orgy joke the first time it was said, and then Korg and sex gay lover Dwayne. Yeah, the CG doesn't look great for most of it. Thor as a character is like okay. Natalie Portman is phoning it in. They waste Christian Bale. Tessa Thompson didn't have enough to do. The pacing was bad. It was like too quick. They didn't give enough time for anything to breathe. And just overall, Taika's worst movie, the second worst Thor, 4 out of 10.
Okay, yeah. My 26 is also very controversial. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
Look, I like Sam Raimi, and his directing did save this movie, but Um, I felt nothing leaving the movie, and I think this is another mid Marvel movie. The horror elements were, I guess, kind of cool and quirky.
Quirky.
It's different from MCU movies for once, which I can give some credit to. Doctor Strange is a completely different character, and because he's funny now.
Yep.
And I just don't like Doctor Strange being funny, and the whole multiversal love thing he has going on with the one lady is
stupid,
awful.
Yep.
And they were not creative with any of the multiverse stuff.
Nope.
Look, I like the cameos, but the cameos are horrible.
You just said you like them, but they're horrible.
Well, like I like seeing like John Krasinski as the Fantastic as Mr. Fantastic, but like, why is he there?
Oh, like
besides
the reason
fan
it's
service,
there.
yeah.
The reason is
it's
bad.
only there for fan service.
Okay.
Like I like the fact, I like seeing Peggy Carter as Captain America, but whatever the hell she is, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Patrick Stewart came back.
Yeah, and they have the little 90s X-Men theme playing, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but it served nothing.
Yep.
All right, what's your 26?
What was the rating for it?
Oh, I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Guess what? I also have a 26. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It is shocking how awful the script is.
Yep.
It is terrible. Wanda as a character is butchered. Now listen, I saw this thing on Twitter. It was so people are mad about Wanda killing a couple of Avengers, but they're okay with Doctor Strange having annihilated an entire universe. And I am going to rebuttal that he is an evil Doctor Strange. They never paint him in any positive light. Him murdering an entire universe is a villainous thing, and they show it as a villainous thing. Wanda was a hero who gets redeemed at the end, and in cold blood murders a bunch of people. That is two completely different things. But no, I guess I'm sexist for thinking that she was bad because her motives were bad.
She enslaved people too.
That's true.
But we don't talk about that.
No.
But was that not the ending of WandaVision 2 that I'll get into later? Where
she gets into the Darkhold.
No,
or whatever.
But was Monica Rambeau's like...
They don't know how much you've suffered.
Yeah.
Like she enslaves a bunch of people. Yeah. I mean, America Chavez is boring. Her dialogue is awful. Juan is misused. I think he isn't given enough to do. The cameos were like fine. I knew all of the cameos going in because I just didn't give a shit anymore. And this was around the time when I was finally breaking from Marvel. Like after No Way Home, I'm like, okay, maybe there's still some good shit that can come from Marvel. And this was like before I watched Moon Knight. And then I watched this. I'm like, okay, never mind. Never mind. No Way Home was a fluke. Whoopsie daisy. But yeah, Multiverse of Madness is Sam Raimi saves it. 5 out of 10.
Yeah. My next one at 25 is Thor: Love and Thunder. The reason why I put this higher is because
Because?
Just cause.
Just cause?
Just cause. I don't... Thor: Love and Thunder is still one that I'm extremely thinking about. I did enjoy it, but there were just some moments where it was like, that's not funny.
Absolutely.
The goat was funny once.
And then they just kept doing it.
And then they kept doing it. And Dwayne was really funny. I love Korg. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's a shared opinion, but...
Not really.
Korg is like the best part of the movie. Chris Hemsworth is perfect as Thor. I think Thor: Love and Thunder
solidified it.
And The kid fight scene is awful.
Absolutely.
Gore is cool, I guess.
Gore is cool. But he makes some jokes, and they're not funny.
Too much going on in the movie at once.
Yep. We already talked about this a bit, so I feel like we can just keep going. But what would you rate it?
I gave it a 5, too.
So, my 25 is actually the first Thor. Oh. I know people don't like the first Thor, apparently. I think it's actually, like, grown on me a bit. Like, it's boring as fuck. But the humor is used sparingly, but it actually works pretty well. Fish out of water scenario. I think Natalie Portman is also phoning it in. I think Heimdall is pointless. Loki as a character is just bitchy and annoying, and he doesn't do anything really. But like the themes of like accepting responsibility and learning to like sort of become the better man, or I guess the better person that you can be. Like sort of generic, but it works for the plot. It looks great still. I know people dunk on the Dutch angles, but at least that's a fucking style.
Yeah,
like at least that's a style. And now Kenneth Branagh is an Academy Award winner. But it was for Belfast, which was fucking god awful. But whatever, we don't need to talk about that. 25, Thor, 5 out of 10. What's your next one?
24, WandaVision. I have this at a 6. The first couple episodes, what was it? It was 6 episodes, right? Yeah.
No, it was 9.
It was 9? Oh, shit.
But they were shorter.
Yeah. I would say, like, the first half, maybe. That's an estimate. The first half is great. At least the first, like, 3 episodes are, like, the best Marvel you'll see.
Some of the best Marvel.
Some of the best Marvel you'll see ever. But then the rest is just some of the worst Marvel you'll see. And, I'm willing to give it a 6.
Because the first half is good?
I mean, that's why I would give it a 5, because the first half is good, but then the other half is awful. But maybe the 6, because I remember the hype around it.
This is the only hyped MCU movie or project after Endgame, except for No Way Home.
Yeah.
Every other project Marvel has released is just like, oh, it's out now. Like, I know Doctor Strange 2 nearly made $1 billion at the box office. Like, no one talked about it. It was just like a movie that came out. I guess. Anyway, sorry. You were going to keep on.
Yeah, that's it. 6 out of 10 from WandaVision.
My number 24 is Hawkeye. I liked the show quite a bit, but the more I thought about it, the more, like, the negatives started weighing in a bit. I think Haley Steinfeld is fine as Kate Bishop. Clint Barton not being the main character in his own show is kind of stupid. But I think he very much does a decent job. Echo as the villain is boring. and I don't care about her character at all. Kingpin was wasted, but apparently he's going to come back in the Echo show. So he's not dead anyways.
With Daredevil.
With Daredevil.
They're forcing us to watch it.
I'm not going to watch Echo. I'm done. I'm not watching any more Marvel. Well, except for Guardians 3. But that's because James Gunn could, like... He could make a movie about a piece of shit and be, like, one of the best things you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Yeah. I like the setting of Christmas. And how he wants to be home for Christmas.
Yeah, it's simple.
So he has to, like, yeah, it works very well as, like, a simple story. The Tracksuit Gang at first was kind of funny, because it's, like, the most low-level nothing villains. But then they're just, like, gotten rid of. You don't see them much at the end afterwards. I think Florence Pugh is great. Get rid of the fucking accent, please. Overall, I think the show is fine. Linda Cardellini doesn't do a lot in it. I wish she could have done more. The bond with Hawkeye and his family. Like, you're told, oh yeah, it's important, but you're not shown it a lot, really. And it has a lot of generic Marvel tropes of, oh, the heroes don't like each other now. Oh, but they come back together. That's also
That's just generic movie trope.
That's true. That's also an awful Pixar trope that we'll get to whenever we do the Pixar ranking. Hawkeye, 6 out of 10.
Yep, I gave Hawkeye a 6 out of 10 for my 23 spot. I'm gonna shit on you. I love Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. I think she's perfect, but I'm also a Haley Steinfeld simp. So I'm also a Jeremy Renner simp. No matter what you say, I've always loved Hawkeye, even in Thor 1. But I think for what it tries to do with Hawkeye is very. It could have been better if it was more of a dissection of the character, like the comic run was that it's actually based off of.
That they use the logo.
That they use the logo for, or it's not based off. It's more somewhat inspired by.
And then he also has the hearing aid.
And the hearing aid,
which they never explained, but whatever.
Yeah, but I like the more grounded approach. It's not like anything huge.
Imagine this being more grounded than Black Widow.
Yeah,
that's kind of wacky.
And you brought up the tracksuit gang being like very low level. I think that fits with Hawkeye because Hawkeye is a very low level Avengers. He's like the lowest tier.
Yep.
Because he shoots a bow good.
Yeah. I shoot bow good.
I also like the LARPing for some reason.
Oh, I forgot about the LARPing.
I thought that was just like stupid, but I loved it anyways.
And the fact that they showed up to help him at the end is kind of great.
But,
like, I didn't laugh at a lot of the LARPing jokes, but the thought of a LARPing team saving the day is really funny.
But the scenes that are like straight ripped from the at least I only read like the first part of the comic run, but are great. Yeah, very 6 out of 10. I did like the show. I put it above WandaVision because I actually somewhat liked it through and through until the Echo show was announced, and I was kind of like, oh.
Right, my 23 is Black Panther. Academy Award Best Picture nominee Black Panther. One of 2 superhero movies to get nominated for Best Picture. Let's go. Not even The Dark Knight. This was actually the first superhero movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Should have been nominated for Best Picture.
Should it have been? No. No. That's my answer is no. Spider-Verse should have been, but they're not going to nominate an animated movie unless it's Pixar. So, fuck you.
That's true.
The CG is god-awful. It's one of the worst, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Especially the train fight.
The train fight, the rhinos. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Or, like, when Michael B. Jordan slits a woman's throat and there's no blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, Ryan Coogler's other movies are really good. I haven't seen them. But his direction here is quite boring. Yes, Michael B. Jordan is a great villain, and he's played quite well by Michael B. Jordan. He sort of is the highlight of the movie, I feel like, for most people.
That's why it's always, like, number 5 for the people that simp for the movie is because it's a good villain.
I do think its production design and costume wins are deserved because of, like, the world that they created with Wakanda. Like, the village scene where, like, he and Lupita Nyong'o are, like, walking through and they have, like, the African dresses, and there's like the people with the earrings that are like the size of your fist, and like just like the technical stuff outside of the CG is like really good. I think the score, Ludwig Göransson, my man, my dude, he deserved the win in that category. I think at the Oscars for score, that or Alexander Desplat for Isle of Dogs, but either way. Technical stuff good. Chadwick Boseman, people were like, oh, he was such a great Black Panther. He was so great. And I'm like, he was stoic and boring. And he did nothing as the character. Chadwick is so much better in movies like 42 and Ma Rainey that like actually show range. Black Panther as a character was never given enough to do, really. I guess.
I'll elaborate that
later.
Yeah, for mine.
Okay.
If I remember it.
But I think Chadwick Boseman is great, but he's not great in this. That's my stance. Everyone is boring except for Michael B. Jordan. The plot is all over the place. It doesn't really make much sense. I like Michael B. Jordan's like motive though, of you don't want to help people, or like you do, but you want to do it secretly. But like I want to like fund like the poor into like a fucking uprising or whatever, and like again, I don't think I could probably praise Michael B. Jordan enough, but the rest of the story and acting is pretty boring.
And the jokes.
And yeah, what are those jokes? Even when I saw that in the theater, like 4 years ago, when that was dead, actually. It was dead when it was in the theater. I cringed. I don't cringe a lot, especially when I was like not very old, but I cringed. It was quite, not great. Anywho, that's my, that was my, oh my god, I'm so smart. 23. All right, what's next for you?
Yeah, I have Eternals really high on here. 22. I like the movie in concept. The romance, I feel like, was forced. I think this is one of the better looking Phase 4 movies in terms of VFX. But also, it's one of the better shot MCU movies.
Except for the Deviants. They look really bad.
Yeah, well, one of the better shot, but VFX, yeah. It's the best VFX out of all Phase 4 movies.
Even Doctor Strange? I thought Doctor Strange looked pretty good. Some of it, anyway.
Yeah, it was iffy at some points, but, like, looking back on Eternals, like, I don't really remember anything looking awful besides the Deviants.
That's true. I guess, yeah, okay, we can agree on that.
Yeah. But I thought it was very predictable, especially when they were hinting towards things. And then I already knew that they were fucking robots because of leaks and shit.
Yeah. I actually told you about that.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I told you about that.
Kit Harington, I want to see his Black Knight more, even though he already was Jon Snow. What this means for the MCU, I don't know. They're probably going to drop everything.
Because it bombed.
To be honest, yeah.
And poorly reviewed. I hope...
Kamal is great, though.
Who is?
Kamal?
Kumail Nanjiani?
Yeah. Best part, I hope he gets his own movie. Like a side movie with Wong where they team up or something. Yeah. I give it a 6. I don't think this movie was as boring as a lot of MCU stans say. Because I actually did enjoy it, but yeah.
There you go. 22. I have WandaVision. Yeah, a bit higher than you. I think Elizabeth Olsen, is pretty good. Catherine Hahn is fine. Paul Bettany is pretty great. I remember the hype a lot. Like, I kind of got swept into the hype for the first bit.
Yeah.
Especially when the Quicksilver fake reveal happened. I was like, oh fuck. Like, I got so hyped. I remember it vividly, too. I was like, what does this mean? Oh my god, X-Men. Like, I hadn't fanboyed out that much in a really long time. So I'm like, oh shit, dude, here we go, let's go. And then it was, Boner joke.
Yeah, that was funny.
Ralph Boner. Why aren't you laughing? The fact that this got nominated for 3 Emmys in writing.
Yeah.
Like, 2 of them were for the first half, which is actually well written because it is like parodying, whatever. It's making fun of old sitcoms, and it does it really, really well. I looked at some of the behind the scenes stuff from Marvel's Assembled. The first half is made incredibly well. I think, sets and costumes are great. The CG, like, the wire work they fucking did for the sitcom shit was, like, insane. None of that was CG.
Yeah.
It was all wire work shit. So, like the 70 utensils flying around.
That was all wire work?
That was all wire work. Like, that's really well done. Props, sets, technical stuff in the first half is great. The CG is at some points, especially at the end. It's kind of bad. The writing at the end takes a nosedive and is awful. The jokes weren't funny. 6 out of 10.
Especially the song. I didn't laugh.
I didn't laugh either. No.
Agatha Harkness is a terrible villain. I'm sorry, Twitter.
Give her own spin-off show now.
I'm sorry, Twitter.
You're excited for Agatha's show, right?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay. What's the day?
Nope. Okay. 21. This is also controversial because a lot of people, for some reason, have Ant-Man.
Higher or lower?
People usually have Ant-Man really low. I have Ant-Man high because it has the charm, and with Paul Rudd is perfectly cast as Ant-Man, but it still has some cracks of Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Because they definitely probably stole a majority of the script from him.
Mm-hmm.
If Edgar Wright was still attached to this, it probably would have been
the best or one of the best.
One of the best MCU movies.
Mm-hmm. It probably would have been the best movie of the year too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
But no, they don't like creative people. Imagine that.
Well, you could get insanely creative with Ant-Man. Especially the villain is awful, by the way. Yellow Jacket.
See, he had him, but also Arnim Zola from the Captain America series, but he would have been in like a fucking robot suit, and he had like the Krang shit where like his head was at his stomach. It's like the comedy potential, but then they got rid of him. There you go. Anywho, yeah, keep going, damn it. Or is that all you got?
Well, I mean, like, I think the final fight scene is what like the movie could have been, a very creative. They're throwing trains at each other.
But it's like Thomas.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. That's what the entire movie could have been, was just creative, and it just isn't that creative. It's just a generic Marvel movie that I enjoy watching.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the humor is funny, like when he swats him with the fly thing. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, 6 out of 10.
My 21 is Iron Man 2. This is purely nostalgia based because I remember watching this a lot as a kid, and even on a rewatch before Endgame, I was very hesitant about rewatching it, but I still thought it was like a fun, entertaining movie. I think a lot of the jokes land really well. It has too many plots going on. I don't think enough is fully explored. The best fight scene in the movie doesn't have Iron Man; it has Black Widow, which is kind of weird. I think the emotional stuff isn't fully landed for me, but the CG work is fantastic, I think. Early MCU outside of Incredible Hulk looks really good. Like, really fucking good. Especially because it had, really good lighting, like the expo with, all the insane vibrant shit.
Oh yeah, when they introduce all
that looks really good. Sam Rockwell is really funny as Justin Hammer. I know you kind of glossed over him, probably because you forgot.
No, I didn't talk about Army. Yeah, I didn't talk about. I almost said Army Hammer.
No.
Yeah, I didn't talk about him. So
I mean, I thought he was.
I just talked about Mickey Rourke.
That's Mickey Rourke is boring in the movie, but I like Justin Hammer a lot. The bird joke is kind of dumb, but I think enough is done well with early MCU charm that I have a vague nostalgia for it, where I'm like, you know what? It's not awful. It's not top 20 MCU by any means, but it's good, in my opinion. 6 out of 10.
My 20th spot is Doctor Strange. On my letterbox, I have it sitting at a 7, but I'm probably going to change it to a 6. And I know there are a lot of Doctor Strange stands out there, but this movie is incredibly boring. It's only good on a technical element with
I have Doctor Strange really high. Not in the top 10.
Well, yeah,
but
I
higher than you.
Never understood the hype around this movie because a lot of people put it really high, but I don't understand that. I think it's a very mid Marvel movie. But I like the first half. where it's like a drama doctor movie. And then
That's more like the first, like...
Yeah, it's more the first...
Like, third.
Yeah, I do. But, like, the first half where it's not, like... More like the first 2/3, and then I don't like the last third, where it's, like, CGI.
You don't like the
mess.
trippy, like, Inception shit?
No, like, I'm saying where, like, all of a sudden it just becomes dumb, and it's not really, like... And Mads Mikkelsen is wasted.
Yep, I agree. He's wasted. In every American movie, he's wasted. You have to watch his international shit, and he's, like, amazing.
James Bond international?
No, but, like, he's boring in that movie.
Oh.
I know a lot of people like him in that movie, but I don't like Mads in Casino Royale. Anyway. Yeah, keep going with Doc Strange.
Doc Strange.
Doc
I guess Dormammu, I've come to bargain, is kind of funny.
I didn't think it was supposed to be funny, but...
Yeah. I don't know. I just think... I don't even know why I have this higher than Ant-Man, to be honest.
You're just questioning it now?
I am, because I don't know if you saw it, but I keep moving Iron Man 3 on the list.
Yeah, I do. You just keep, like...
Because, like...
Just keep hearing it and you're like, oh, shit. It's like you move it up more.
Yeah, this
You just keep moving it up.
I'm thinking about Iron Man 3, and I'm like, maybe it's not as awful.
Is it because you saw Nice Guys? And then you're like, oh shit, like, Shane Black.
I'm like, yeah, sure, Shane Black, but it's like, no, because, like, well, even when I was watching Nice Guys, I'm like, I'll get to it later, but Iron Man 3 is a lot different than the other movies.
Which I think is a good thing.
Which is a very good thing. Even though the weird demon shit is stupid, but, yeah,
demon.
Doctor Strange is okay.
6 out of 10? No?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10, yeah.
Okay.
6 out of 10.
My number 20 is Ant-Man. I actually dropped this. Right before this ranking, I'm like, oh fuck, is this how I'm actually feeling now? So now I've been like in my head about what I think is good now or not. But right now I have Ant-Man at 20. Paul Rudd's great. I still laugh a lot during this movie. I think it's probably one of the funniest MCU movies. Michael Pena, when he goes on like the fucking insane, like, so this guy knew another guy and he's gonna, like, he talks really fast. Like, I laugh at that joke a lot. Yeah. The villain's dumb and boring. I think the romance with Evangeline Lilly is forced. Michael Douglas isn't saying quantum bullshit, so he's actually okay in it. I do like the final fight where, like, they're throwing Legos at each other and, like, Thomas the Tank Engine goes, like, they're throwing him around, but then he becomes, like, mega size and he destroys a house and shit. But, like, the science doesn't make any sense because he's like, you're like a bullet, and, like, basically saying, like, you have the weight when, like, you shrink down, but then you're carrying a tank in your pocket, so wouldn't that be the weight of a fucking tank? You just couldn't move? Because at the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, think about it. Wait, yeah.
Either way, 6 out of 10.
It's really interesting now that I think about it. Okay. Yep, I got 19. I have Black Panther at a... Yeah, I'll stick with a 7 out of 10. I think this movie is best, with everything you said, technical elements. On technical level, it's really good, but...
Except for CG.
Except for CG, but on a narrative level, if you look at this movie as a Black Panther movie, it's not a good movie. Because, first of all, Killmonger steals the show, and it is pretty much his movie. Because Black Panther doesn't grow at all. No. Because
he grows to want to show the world that Wakanda exists.
Yeah. Because Killmonger showed him that.
Yeah.
The movie is about Michael B. Jordan's character. Because Black Panther already learned his lesson in Civil War.
Yeah.
Which is still probably the best Black Panther.
Iteration,
yeah.
You excited for female Black Panther now?
If it's even female Black Panther. I just don't like the actress because I don't want to get
Politics?
Not a race reason, but
No.
politics.
Politics. Either way.
Yeah, I do have a soft spot for Black Panther. When I first watched it, I'm like, I don't get why people hate it, but I don't get why people praise it.
Adore it.
Yeah.
Best Picture nominee.
Yeah. But, yeah. I think it's a pretty good movie, but not, like, horrible or amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, I guess. Yeah.
7 out of 10?
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
My number 19 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I disagree, but yeah.
Simu Liu's great. Aquafina doesn't make me want to die for a majority of the movie. The villain's great. Tonin Leon is amazing. Some of the visuals have a lot of like Crouching Tiger style, even though Crouching Tiger is like a billion times better, but we don't need to talk about that. Like the sweeping shot of like the first encounter between Tonin Leon and Shang-Chi's like mother, when like she's in the hat and she's like twirling around, like the leaves pick up with her and it's like all like shady and orange and stuff, and they're doing the wacky backflips and shit. Like that's really gorgeous. I think a lot of the stunts are very good, but then the ending tanks the movie. Now there's a giant water dragon that fights a demon that comes out of a cave. Oh, and now Aquafina has nothing to do because she's the friend character. So she's just going to be good at archery now because we decided to.
Which is the Phase 4 problem in general.
That's true. And then Michelle Yeoh is wasted as a character. Shang-Chi's sister is boring. I'd say the first half is good. The first 2/3 is good. The third act kind of sucks. The VFX don't look good. It's not shot very well. Like there's a lot of bland-looking scenes.
Yeah.
The bus fight is pretty good
until they switch to CGI.
Yeah. And then suddenly, but now a guy with a laser sword for a hand cuts it in half, and then the fucking bus flips into him. Just have a cool bus fight. Why the fuck do you have to Marvel fly it, you know?
Yeah.
6 out of 10 for Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, next I finally get to my 18 spot with Iron Man 3.
You're having a crisis.
Yeah, I'm having a crisis. I usually have a crisis for this movie because it's like I like it, but at the same time, like I don't like it because I just think it's stupid with the weird
fire
demon guys.
Breathing people.
Yeah, I think the whole fact that they're trying to do that to cure people's diseases is stupid. But what I will say is I like the themes, like fighting your inner demons, like quite literally, like fire their demons,
yeah.
But and is past. And I don't like Paltrow, but also the movie is more grounded, somewhat, because he learns not to use his suit.
He uses his intuition,
which is his actual superpower.
Yeah.
Which
he uses his genius.
When people point out that line in Homecoming, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it.
It just ruins his character.
No, like people point and say like that, but Iron Man, he's nothing without the suit. You just point out Iron Man 3 where he's like something without his suit because he's just a big brain.
Big brain.
Yeah.
Epic. Big
like
brain.
That's what I take from that at least line of dialogue at least. And I think for once I can actually tolerate Iron Man in this and Iron Man 1. Okay, I can tolerate Iron Man. But I'm there for the writing. I'd say
Shane Black's a great writer.
And the VFX, but
yeah.
I think there are just some really stupid things that I like Trevor as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand the Mandarin plot twist, and I like the fact that they made him into a terrorist. I guess that suits the time, I guess. But yeah. But the fact that it was because like they were teasing the 10 rings throughout the past 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really think about it, the fact that it was a dude that he said no to like 10 years ago was in charge of this whole thing for the past, I don't know, I don't remember, like the past 2013,
Yeah.
almost 10 years. It was kind of like, like what?
Yeah.
It was just a dude who said no, stole his weapon, created an entire terrorist organization. Yeah, I thought that was kind of stupid, but yeah, okay, I'm done with Iron Man 3.
What would you rate it? Because right now you have it at a 5,
I
but it's higher
5 right
than
now.
movies that are at 7.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wacky.
Yeah, I'd stick it at a 7 with just above Black Panther.
Okay. So you don't have it updated as a rating.
I don't have it updated as of now, but yeah.
18. Thor Ragnarok. It's
I gotta back away from you now.
it's the best Thor. I can certainly say that for sure. Taika didn't write this one. I usually like his writing, but then as it showed in Thor: Love and Thunder, for me personally, maybe he just didn't know how to handle the character. I think the dynamic between him and Hulk and Loki is really funny. Korg is actually good in this. I don't like Korg in the Love and Thunder, but I like him in this. The Devil's Anus joke is really good. Yeah, a lot of the humor in this one didn't work for me. I remember watching it and only laughing like a couple of times, which is like strange because again, I watch stuff like What We Do in the Shadows, and it's like one of the best comedies of all time. And then you have Taika doing this, and it's like, why am I not enjoying this? It's not like funny, really. At least I don't think it's that funny. Hela as a villain is boring.
It actually has motivation.
Because she was abandoned by Odin and believes that she was supposed to have a greater purpose but was overshadowed by other people. So now she wants to claim what she thinks is rightfully hers. But yeah,
She wants to kill everyone.
But
She's
I like Loki. What?
Wasted.
Yes, Kate Blanchett is wasted. Loki's good in this. I like Jeff Goldblum because Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. They spoiled everything in the trailers, which sucked.
Yeah, they did.
I think this is a 6 also. I think I have it at, this is a 6 out of 10 also.
We haven't gotten to the 7s yet. Alright, my 17 spot is Loki, the 7 out of 10. I like the fact how this movie just has talking.
Show.
The show. Yeah, the show is just, it's literally just talking. And it is probably one of the better MCU shows.
That's it.
Also, its art direction is pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And the score is great.
Yeah.
Loki is great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually creative with the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I'll say is I really didn't look forward to the next episode when I was watching the show.
Oh, okay.
And
it didn't last very. It didn't have a lot of lasting impact.
Yeah, it was just like it's good. It's just and it creates it doesn't. I mean, yeah. I don't.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah.
My 17 is Spider-Man: Far From Home. I know people fucking hate this movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man film Twitter is stupid. They put this lower than Amazing Spider-Man 2. How dumb do you have to be?
No, because you don't understand the Spider-Man character.
Okay.
He won't be given all this stuff. Spider-Man was never given that stuff in the comics.
If it's not comics accurate, it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It is a funny movie. Yes, it looks like shit. Yes, the CGI sucks. I like Jake Gyllenhaal as a one-time villain. I wish they didn't kill him, but I think he's good. Tom Holland is a good Spider-Man. People don't think so, but he's a really good Spider-Man.
He's a really good
I think the relationship with Zendaya was out of nowhere, purely because, oh, well, now Liz is gone, and we have to have him dating Mary Jane, so let's just have him be with Zendaya now.
Did you know Liz was Screwball in the Ultimate Comics?
Liz Allen?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of quirky. I think the idea of it being not in New York, having interesting like other places for Spider-Man to try and fight baddies in, like London is a great final fight to have. The drone glasses shit is dumb as fuck. I think it doesn't hold up like the other two do. Well, I guess it's going to take a while for No Way Home to see if that's going to hold up.
Yeah.
But I think Homecoming has aged very well as a movie.
I moved that up because...
You did?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I did.
So yeah, 17, Far From Home, 6 out of 10.
My 16 is really high. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is the best Phase 4 movie by far.
Even though you haven't said No Way Home yet.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Yeah, No Way Home. I haven't said No Way Home yet. But I think for this is the complete opposite for like Black Panther. At least for me.
Poorly made.
Like I think technicality level, it's not that the best. Except for when they don't use special effect heavy final fights. But I think this the writing in this movie is one of the better.
And Simu Liu's good.
And Simu Liu is good. And
He's gonna be in Barbie.
He is gonna be playing
Barbie.
Ken in a Barbie. And the Mandarin. I like the new iteration of the Mandarin. I can't believe they made him work, because he was literally just a racist stereotype in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a really soft spot for this movie, even though I don't really like Awkwafina, and the sister is there,
Boring.
exists. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say, is I have a soft spot for the movie, because I did really enjoy it in the theaters. I think I'll give it, I'll just stick with the 7 for the past, 5 movies. Yeah.
16 for me is Eternals. I have it really high. Listen, Chloe Zhao, despite what you think of her movies, I know a lot of people think Nomadland's boring. I know people fucking hate this movie, but she knows how to make a great looking movie.
Yeah.
Alright, she knows how to make it look like the best fucking MCU movie, or at least one of the best looking ones. Alright? She give the technical stuff, like when they're in India, like all the like old India, like the sets and the costumes and shit, and just the scenes of the visual imagery where no one says anything as a fucking atomic bomb goes off, right? And you have Brian Tyree Henry's character reeling from the fact that he's giving humanity the tools to kill itself. There's enough great moments in this movie that I think it surpasses a lot of the generic Marvel bullshit that has come out over the past year and a half. But here's where the buts come in. A lot of the CG looks really bad. Crow, the Deviants. I think even Icarus looks kind of gross at a lot of points. When Gemma Chan's character creates a tree, that looked really bad. The final shot when Icarus flies into the sun is kind of stupid.
That was really stupid. Oh, he's flying too close.
Get it? Oh my god, it's crazy. Yeah. I knew the twist that there were robots going in. I think it is interesting. I wish they would have played more into the existentialism a bit. Of we're not real. We're pawns of a god. And we're supposed to be helping these people. But now we're forced to exterminate him, and I feel like they should have played into that a bit more. I know a lot of people don't like Gemma Chan as Cersei, but I think she's really good in it. I think Brian Tyree Henry is great. I think Barry Keoghan is like fine. He's better.
He's there.
He exists for sure. I'm looking at the cast here. Richard Madden is generic as fuck. He just exists.
Yeah, he does.
Angelina Jolie is boring. Selma Hayek is kind of bad. But like, again, there's enough good stuff in this for me to put it higher than literally almost everything else in Phase 4. There's only 3 things from Phase 4 above that out of like, what, 10, 11 projects that are out for Phase 4? Already. I know, it's really bad. This is also including What If, though.
Yeah.
For 10, 11. So yeah. Although, I still think it's only like a 6 out of 10, but like a 6.5 for Eternals. For my number 16.
My number 15 spot is Thor.
The first one?
The first one. I know this is really high for a lot of people. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10 too. Just letting you know, like, my next 3 movies are going to be 7 out of 10s.
Okay.
This movie is literally different than everything else, and that's why I appreciate it. And I know a lot of people say
it's like Shakespearean.
Boring. Yeah, it's written Shakespearean. It's shot differently. It's actually really colorful, and I like the lighting in the movie.
There's like a shot where like he's like gonna get like crowned, and like you have like the oranges and stuff, and like holds up the hammer, and like that's a great looking like, scene in general.
It's one of the better looking Marvel movies.
Yeah,
I know people hate the Dutch angles, but
at least it's a style.
Yeah,
you know. It's like, would you rather have, like, I love Taika, but his movie was shot so flatly, I think. Like, at least this has, like, an interesting style, you know? And that's, like, what Kenneth Branagh does. Like, he's done a bunch of Shakespearean shit. Like, he did Henry V, like, a movie adaptation of that. He was nominated for director and actor for that. And that is, like, very similar to his style. So, like, that's just what he does. That's, like...
Yeah, that's why they chose him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, also, I want to talk about Loki in this movie. I think Loki is...
a fuckboy?
Yeah, but I think this is one of the better Loki iterations.
Okay.
Because, so in the movie, he doesn't mean for Thor to get exiled from fucking Asgard. He just wants him to not be king.
Yeah.
And you can see the expression on his face when he realizes what he's done. And then, he goes to Odin and he tries to convince him not to do it after. But then it's not until later he realizes he was lied to the whole time, that he's not actually Asgardian, where he goes insane. But I think this is one of the better MCU villains, obviously.
The fact that he's still around.
Yeah.
That's the fucking shocking part. There isn't a single villain from the first MCU movies that's still around.
Because people simp for him.
Because Loki has enough character shit that you can do good stuff with them.
Yeah.
But yeah. I agree. It's just... there's the rest of it.
I know a lot of people say it's boring. But yeah. But Phase 1 is perfect. I'm sorry.
Except for
Iron Man 2 and Hulk.
Okay.
But, yeah, everything. Well, maybe I can get behind Iron Man 2, maybe.
But not Hulk. But not Hulk.
But not Hulk.
Alright.
Yeah.
My 15, speaking of Phase 1, is Captain America the First Avenger. Again, a Phase 1 movie looking good because they had time to shoot it on film, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, that's not true. There's some shots that are gross. Like the shot of the train.
We're jumping the motorcycle out of the explosion.
Yeah. Okay, scratch that. There's some shots that look great, but some of it looks bad. The VFX, there's not a lot of it. A lot of it's actually done practical, and I commend the fuck out of that. having like prosthetic Red Skull. They just did CG for him every other time he's shown up, but now, like back then, they had the big brain to understand. Oh, you can just put some makeup on him, and then boom, he's Red Skull. I think the first 40 minutes are spectacular. It's about a young man wants to find purpose through the war, but he isn't allowed due to what people perceive him as. But he shows through heroics that he deserves to be there just like everyone else. Like when the grenade goes off and he thinks it's a real grenade and he dives for it. Like, I just think that shows Captain America as a character is willing to die for what he believes in. And later that changes. You know, you have him fighting for Peggy in like Endgame and stuff. But like for this movie in particular, I just think Chris Evans nails it as Captain America. Hugo Weaving is good as Red Skull, but he isn't given enough to do. Like I said, some of the CG is gross. I think, yeah, this is the first 7 out of 10 I'm gonna give.
Okay. Next is 14, Moon Knight. I absolutely loved this show when it was coming out. I think I had the same problem with Loki. I wasn't really looking forward to each episode, but this felt like a totally different thing. And I love the fact that it wasn't connected to the MCU whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all I really have to say.
That's also 7.
Yeah, that's also 7. Yeah.
I have a bit more to say, but I also have Moon Knight at 14.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac kills it.
Yeah. I couldn't stand the accent at first, but I got used to
it.
I
got used to it too. Yeah. I think, you know, you would think the relationship with what's the lady's name? His wife. You would think that would have been bad. But, like, that's actually, they have great chemistry together. I think it's shot very well. There's not that memorable of, like, a soundtrack, but there's, like, some stuff that works. Like, especially when he, like, wakes up in the apartment and the song plays, you know? I think the CG hippo at the end looks dumb.
That was a mixture of prosthetics, though, I think.
No, but when she was giant.
Yeah. But
no, I'm talking about the alligator. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think Ethan Hawke is a boring villain. People praise him, but I think he's very boring.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm going to awaken this god, and then he does, and it's like,
sometimes
okay.
That's all you need.
It's like, that's it. Okay, cool. They made an incredible practical suit, and then layered it with CG, and it looks kind of not great in a lot of points. But I love that they can have a wacky god, like Egyptian lore story, and they don't say, oh look, there's the Avengers, or like, oh hey look, there's a celestial being birthed from the earth, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. I just think like Moon Knight has the luxury of being self-contained.
Yeah. It's a superhero story.
Yeah.
That's what you could say.
Very good.
I want to give props. I think they chose a perfect villain too, because like the villain's motivations or moral compass is like the complete opposite of Moon Knight. Like, just punish them for justice, kill them
before he can do the bad shit.
Like they're like they balance each other out.
Sure.
You know that's what I think. Like arch nemesis. That's the point of arch nemesis is. So.
Except he's dead now because they killed him off screen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. What's your 13 fanboy?
Oh shit. 13 fanboy. Oh shit. I'm gonna get shit on. Avengers Infinity War. Yeah.
I have it higher than you, but like I respect that.
Yeah. It's there.
It was a movie that came out.
It was. I just want to group Avengers and Endgame and Infinity War together. They're both 13 and Endgame is above it.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, I have them grouped together because I think as movies they're not the best, but because they're the epic conclusions in quotes
I wish it
to
was
this franchise. I think they're really good as conclusions, but if they stood on their own, they're not that great.
I think
They're not great.
I think Infinity War stands on its own a bit more than
Yeah,
Endgame does. Because like you can jump into Infinity War and understand what the hell's going on. Endgame you can't. I feel like.
And I just put Endgame higher because fan service.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right, so that's your. They're both 7.
13 of I'll drop 7. They're both
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I guess I'll talk about 13 and 12.
Yeah.
My 13's Doctor Strange. I know you didn't love it.
Yeah.
I have it higher here because I do like the Inception shit. I think Tilda Swinton's really good. I think Benedict Cumberbatch tries. I think Scott Derrickson was kind of cucked in terms of the directing department. But I do like the CG. And, like, the shit that they built with, like, the temple or whatever was pretty cool. I think it's more just, like... And I saw this in 3D, too. The first time. So, like, when he was going through the Space Odyssey shit, when he first starts with the magic, whatever, I think was incredible in 3D. Yeah, I don't have much to say, I guess. I just enjoyed it a lot more as a movie. I put it at 13. That's a 7. My number 12. Iron Man 3. I loved this movie when it came out, and I still love it. I think people hate it because Mandarin, but I like that twist. I think having it be that, like imagine not seeing something coming. That's what she said. Imagine, like, having an interesting twist. At least I think it's interesting. Maybe not like Guy Pearce's like motivation or character, but I think like the twist of the Mandarin is like a front, because that's like a lot of actual villains these days, like real life villains, like corporations. Anyway, Robert Downey Jr. is great. I think the CG is fantastic. I think overall the story's fun. I think
it's a very fun movie.
It's a very fun movie.
Yeah.
Shane Black's writing is juicy and savory, and I think it works very well. 8 out of 10. That's my first 8.
Yeah.
You haven't even reached the 8s yet.
Oh,
I finally reached the 8s.
Oh, I'm going to reach the 8 now. This is very controversial, but Captain America: The First Avenger is my first 8. This
at
is,
11?
Yeah.
Okay.
At 11. This is I know a lot of people hate this movie, but choosing the Rocketeer director to direct this movie is absolutely the best choice they could have gone for at the time.
Also, yeah, I forgot to say this, but the sets and costumes were good.
Yes.
For World War II shit.
Yeah. And I know the montage was kind of stupid.
Cringy? Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the fact how they literally just use them for propaganda.
At first,
after spending millions of dollars on the
buy
project,
war bonds.
and they just use them to tell people to buy war bonds. And he wants to do something. He still doesn't get to do anything, even though he was told he gets to do something.
Right.
But he gets to do it, and this is a good foundation block for Captain America. Mm-hmm. You already said that Chris Evans is perfect, and then just the scene itself where he jumps on the dummy grenade because he thinks it's an actual grenade is actually kind of like, at least for me, especially, and even the ending when he like, that's like,
yeah, he chooses to like be heroic because that's in his blood. That's who he is as a human being, is to help people. Like that's what all he's wanted to do, and now he's given that chance, and he does it.
Yeah.
Even at the sacrifice of he doesn't get to fall in love at all.
And the scene when the post credit scene, right? That was the post credit scene, right? Where he's escaping, or is that the actual final scene where he wakes up?
That's the very end. The final line in the movie, I think, is so powerful. Nick Fury, is there. They're in Times Square, and he's like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you thinking?" And And then Cap just like turns around and he stares off in the distance and he says, "I had a date," and it ends. Like that's so good. That's so good.
It is. And it's perfect because it does come. It's like one of the only arcs that's actually full circle throughout the entire MCU, and that's why the Captain America trilogy is the best trilogy. The best. Well, until Guardians 3 comes out. But
that's the hope. That's the hope. That's the hope.
It's the best arc out of the best
solo
trilogy, solo arc on its own. You can just watch the because you'd have to watch Endgame to get
the full arc.
The full arc.
You don't have to watch Infinity War, but you have to watch Endgame.
Captain America has the best arc out of any MCU
Honestly,
character.
I think him and Iron Man are tied, but I feel like Cap's is cleaner because like Iron Man 3 ended his arc, and then they brought him back because money.
I think it depends on what character you like more.
That's true.
That
I guess
because they're both the poster child of the MCU. So
that's true. All right, my number 11 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think in terms of technical stuff, this is the best Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man. And it's funny. It's John Hughesy. I know people are like, well, "Where's Uncle Ben?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!"
They would complain about having him again.
I know.
Anyways.
It's like I wanted to see Uncle Ben die again. Like, shut up! It did something new. It's funny. I think,
and it's still true to the Spider-Man character.
Exactly. I think Vulture's a great villain. He's a dad that just wants to make money, and he's like Spider-Man keeps fucking it up because he wants to like be a hero. And then Vulture's like, "Dude, seriously, I'm trying to like I keep giving you chances. Just stop, please. I want to just do this one thing." And like their dynamic together is so good, and just yeah. Some of the CG kind of sucks because the Spider-Man trilogy has some bad CG, but I think overall really solid. 8 out of 10.
Now we get into Captain America Civil War.
Oh, this is top 10 now.
Yeah, this is top 10 now. Captain America Civil War. I think everyone pretty much has this in their top 10s.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I know.
Putting the really the stupid airport scene out of the way, where like I mean, it's not that stupid, but like
we're gonna fight, but we're not gonna kill each other. It's just there for the marketing.
yeah. But I just want to say that ending though, where he's fighting Iron Man and he chooses his best friend over his other best friend because his best friend isn't the same anymore, is just.
And then he's like, "My dad made you that shield.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it." And then he's just like throws it down. He's like, "I'm not the poster boy anymore." Like he didn't say that, but like that's what it's
pretty much everyone already knows why it's great, but yeah.
Is that an 8?
Yeah, I gave it an 8. Yeah.
My number 10 is No Way Home. It has some of the worst CGI, I think, in the MCU. The fact that everything, or almost everything, is CG sucks. And you can tell. But I think what it does for his character is the best in the MCU. The technical stuff is the worst, but the plot shit is the best. I think Homecoming had a happy medium with like both, but No Way Home furthers the, like I know people don't like cameo shit, and that's fine. I don't like a lot of cameo shit either, but it works for the plot here. Yeah, they make a bunch of references like, "Ha ha ha, I am a scientist myself." Or they do the pointing meme, like, yeah, and like some of it's funny, some of it's not funny. Scooby-Doo this crap. Scooby-Doo this crap. But I just think Tom Holland's excellent. Zendaya is actually good in this. Ned Leeds is Ned Leeds. I know he's memed and funny, but like he's not actually funny.
Like it's a Spider-Man, I'll talk about Ned Leeds.
Yeah, you haven't talked about any of the Spider-Men ones yet, and I've talked about all three.
There's a Spider-Man fan. Yeah, I know.
I think
Spider-Man.
I don't care about the suit looks gross, but some of his suits look really bad. In terms of CG.
I thought you were talking about design. I was about to choke you out for a second, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess I love that they threw him through the ringer. Oh yeah, you're aunt's dead. Oh yeah, you have no friends. Oh yeah, no one knows about you. Oh yeah, your mentors are all dead and are gone. Oh yeah, you didn't graduate high school. Oh yeah, you live alone.
It takes all the criticisms everyone had of Spider-Man
in the MCU
Spider-Man, and it just throws that shit at their face. They're like,
now it's good.
Yeah. The fact that he just loses this is his origin story.
The fact that the whole trilogy is the origins.
Yeah.
But now they're not even sure if they're going to get him back.
Yeah.
So it's origin story, more last movie. Whoopsie. The final swing sequence is cool though.
I want to see that suit. Dear Marvel, if you accidentally wake up and that suit is missing, I'm sorry. It's at my house.
Whoopsie. All right.
Do you happen to have the suit in sexy?
All right, oh my god. All right, here. We're gonna try and speed this up. We're 2.5 hours in. We've been talking about Marvel for 2 hours. So yeah.
For an hour, yeah. Number 9 is No Way Home. Far From Home.
Far from Home.
8. I know a lot of people hate this movie.
Oh no, I'm you can still describe it. We're not gonna just go through. We'll go back and forth.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But
I know a lot of people hate this movie, but fuck you. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Yep.
And
nearly.
He is the best Spider-Man.
I think so.
I know Tobey may have some better movies, but I think after reading actual comics and
I read comics, guys.
I read comics, guys. I know what the character's about, but he is the best Spider-Man. I would say why I like this movie, but I think I'll talk about it more in Homecoming. Because Homecoming kind of summarizes why I like the 3 movies in general.
Sure.
So yeah, 8 out of 10.
My number 9 is Civil War. I think it's shot well. I think the Iron Man's Captain America doesn't really have a reason to be pissy. But it doesn't matter because it makes for cool fight scenes. Daniel Bruhl's character is good. Baron Zemo is a good villain. His plan makes 0 sense and is illogical, but that doesn't matter to me.
Just accidentally happens.
Yeah. I think the fights are great. I think it's shot very well. The CG. This is when you could start to see some of the CG being a little gross, like Iron Man and War Machine's heads on the suits were really bad. Or not that they weren't that bad, but they were kind of weird. And also, Tom Holland's suit is whack.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, really solid 8 out of 10.
My 8 is another 8 out of 10. It's Iron Man. This is the best superhero origin film.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or I'll debate that later because there's also Guardians.
Oh yeah,
that's a team. Solo.
Yeah, Solo. Yeah.
Solo. It's Iron Man.
Yeah. We can go ham on Guardians later. Yeah. I think you're probably going to elaborate on Iron Man more.
Yep. That's it.
I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Except that's going to be a hot bit. So my number 8 is Endgame.
Yeah.
Fun, emotional ending. I know I actually cried in the theater.
Yeah.
I don't cry during movies a lot, but I cried in the theater. I think the CG is better in this than in Infinity War. I think overall it's more technically solid. I think the soundtrack's fun. Especially the funeral song that they play for Tony is pretty good. I think they have enough references to make it a fun ending for the movie. The time travel shit's kind of dumb. But how it merges Guardians, the low levels, and then the gods together is, I think, really, really, really fun. 8 out of 10.
Okay, next is Captain America: The Winter Soldier
For 7.
for 7. Looking back on it, the villain, I don't remember his name, is kind of stupid. Like
Robert Redford?
As just a villain, but like if you just look at Hydra in general, it's actually like really, really good. But the fact that people are like, oh, it's a political thriller, kind of drives me nuts. It's still a superhero movie.
But it does have that flavor.
Yeah,
it's
it
the
does.
Bourne style shit.
It does. Turning Captain America from a war hero to a spy hero is really interesting.
I think it works well.
And because it's like, oh, World War II, that's what people looked up to, and now since we don't have any wars, people look up to those spies, bro.
That's true.
Secret agents.
Black Widow's good.
Yeah, Black Widow was good.
Anthony Mackie's good.
Anthony Mackie's great. The ending is great.
Mm-hmm.
I like it how they drop a bunch of helicarriers and it's,
the CG's actually good.
CG's good. Yeah.
That's it. Is that an 8 or is that your?
That's an
9?
8. That's an 8. I haven't reached the 9s yet.
All right, my number 7 is Infinity War. I feel like it stands alone more than Endgame. You need Infinity War to watch Endgame, but you don't need Endgame to watch Infinity War. I think Thanos is a great villain. The CG is far poorer in this than in Endgame, but I think some of the humor is pretty solid. I enjoy the dynamics that they built between like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and the Guardians. I like when Thor drops in Wakanda with Cap and Groot and Rocket. I think they just have enough good dynamics throughout the entire film. I think it's paced really well. And I know some of the shots are gross looking, but there's like some lawn takes that the Russos are still able to throw in there. Like when Iron Man walks out of the sanctum and is like helping people up. And like it's on the ground and it never looks up. It's like it steadies itself, and then the big reveal. I think that just suits it really well. I think the soundtrack's great. I think overall, second best Avengers by far.
Okay. My number 6 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. One sec here. My number 6 is Spider-Man: No Way Home. Spider-Man: No Way Home is
just has crises.
Spider-Man: No Way Home is I just want to praise it. You already praised it pretty much. It's shot well. The lighting is good, but also.
Oh wait, you mean No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home. Did I say Far From Home?
No, I would refer that to Homecoming, not really No Way Home. Or like that's how you think. Like I wouldn't say it's that shot.
Yeah, I think it's one of the better well shots MCU movies, and it's the lighting is a lot better, and you already said it. It's a really good conclusion for Spider-Man, at least hopefully so far. I want to see more from Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and the fact that they actually made the cameos important to the story, the narrative itself,
instead of like Space Jam,
or
even like Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
they tried to have it be a part of the plot, but it didn't work as well as No Way Home did.
And Spider-Man learning is the same lessons that the other Spider-Man characters, even though Andrew Garfield's was off screen, I think was a very interesting thing to do. I love Spider-Man: No Way Home. 8 out of 10.
My number 6 is Loki, my favorite MCU show. People are like, it's mid, and I know you have it way the fuck lower than I do, but I'm just like, it has great CG. The characters are fantastic. Tom Hiddleston's great. The lady that plays female Thor is great. Kang the Conqueror's a great final villain. I think Owen Wilson in a more serious role works for him really well. It's written very well. It's directed very well. There's a lot of lawn takes that are really cool. I think the time travel-y like dimension hopping shit is really cool.
Interesting too.
Yeah, I just overall if I had to watch one show to go back to, it would be this one.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I know you have Moon Knight higher, but
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I
All right,
wouldn't
top
watch-
5 time.
I need-
Top 5 time. Let's go.
Number 5 is Avengers.
Which one? Oh, the first one.
The first one. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only one I have left. This is the one where they have the combo attacks, and they help together.
Yep.
And
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Is this
I mean,
your
it's
first
like
9 or is this also
this
an 8?
This is still an 8. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have reached my final 8 in the top 5. Captain America, Winter Soldier. It's
Solid.
solid.
Yeah.
It's, you praised it quite a bit. We're sort of just like hopping back and forth. I think the helicarrier, like, it looks great. It's a very pleasing movie to look at.
Except for the colors.
Well, the whole point is that it's muted.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Because, like, I know we like to see color in movies, but sometimes the point is like a dirty, gritty spy action movie where you need the muted look, otherwise it's a bit too cartoonish. So I think it looks very, very good. 8 out of 10 for Winter Soldier.
Spider-Man: Homecoming. This
Number
is gonna summarize the trilogy in general.
Okay.
But because I think Spider-Man: Homecoming is just encapsulates all of that. But it's a new, unique approach to Spider-Man that still manages to capture and do better. As you know,
Do better.
do better. Do better. Spider-Man is better in these movies, and he's done more. He's done differently than the other ones.
It doesn't follow the same.
It doesn't
formula.
follow the same formula, but it's still the same Spider-Man, but not really. But at heart, it's still the same Spider-Man, and I still get goosebumps in Homecoming when he's lifting thing. It's like themed.
I know. There's a shot in Homecoming where he's in the car with Vulture and Liz, and they're at the stoplight, and like Michael Keaton looks through the wind, like the mirror, the mirror, and like the stoplight goes green, and he's like, "Oh, I bet," and like he finally figures it out, like so good. I love that shot.
And the villain actually just figures it out too.
I know, like he just puts it together. You know, he's a smart boy.
Yeah. No, well, he's just a blue-collar worker, too.
Exactly.
He's not a genius.
So wait, you're saying blue-collar workers are villains? Sony, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Solid.
Solid, very solid. Yeah, better than Andrew Garfield movies. I'm sorry, Twitter.
Sorry, Twitter. Okay, my number 4 is Iron Man. Is it nostalgia? Yes.
100%.
Is it dumb to say this is above a bunch of shit that people think are like 10 out of 10s?
No,
not even one bit. Fuck you. It's amazing. It's hilarious. I'm gonna actually say it. This is still the best looking MCU movie. I think it's the most well crafted. The visual effects are phenomenal. I think Robert Downey Jr. is fantastic. I can tolerate Gwyneth Paltrow. Yes, Jeff Bridges is the weakest part, but take that out, I honestly say you nearly have a masterpiece. Like, no joke. If you took Jeff Bridges' like shitty villain out, you would have maybe one of, if not the best MCU movie. But because you have generic iron villain boy, it's kind of dumb and ruins the third act. Not ruins, but like it drags it down enough where it keeps it out of top 3 or even top 1 for me. But I think, yeah, it's a funny movie. Jon Favreau, when he actually tries, can make a good movie. I know people love Elf. I don't like Elf. Chef. People love Chef. Yeah. Iron Man 1 is fan-freaking-tastic. It's one of the best lines in cinema. And yeah, just
broke the formula.
It broke the formula. I'm telling you. Just banger movie. This is my first 9 out of 10.
And I also want to add to that and say, that's probably one of the most enjoyable
Movies.
MCU
MCU
movies to watch out of all of them.
I swear to God, I've seen this movie like at least over 50 times.
Yeah.
It's so rewatchable. Especially when I got older, I picked up on more and more jokes. And when I learned about like Robert Downey Jr.'s like past, about how like he was on drugs and then he had a Burger King burger and then he kicked him off of drugs because he thought it was so awful. And then they had the Burger King ad in the movie as like a reference to that. I just think is spectacular. I think overall, really fucking solid. Now we're in top 3 territory, boys. Top three.
Thor Ragnarok, my last 8.
Oh shit, you're still on 8s? Oh
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok is my last 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Thor Ragnarok is my last 8. I don't understand why people hate this movie, but I love it. What I want to say why I love this. It takes everything bad about the previous Thor movies and just shits on it. Like they kill off the not Lady Sif, but the Warrior 3.
Yeah.
Because they're like they exist. Malekith, Loki, dynamic, funny movie. Jeff Goldblum is funny. Jeff Goldblum. I give this movie a 10 just for Jeff Goldblum alone.
But it's not a 10.
But it's not a 10.
Is it an 8 still?
It's an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you done? Or
yeah,
I'm
done.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. We're finally getting into that top tier shit, dude. I'm telling you. This used to be in my top 50 movies, but I've seen enough movies now where that's kind of dropped off. But I still think, man, James Gunn crafted one of the best comedies. Superhero, action, just comedies, right? It's not as funny now that I've seen it, no joke, nearly 100 times. I've just rewatched the shit out of this movie. It's not as funny because now I know every joke by heart, but I still think some of them really land. I think the chemistry between all the actors is fantastic. Yeah, Ronan's a stupid villain, but he gets the plot forward enough to have the chemistry between all the characters built together. I think John C. Reilly's really funny in this. Yeah, special effects and makeup are great. I think the soundtrack is overused. And I know that it's still more popular than the Guardians 2 soundtrack, which is kind of frustrating because the Guardians 2 soundtrack is no joke and like my second favorite soundtrack of all time. Maybe even my first. Like the soundtrack is so fucking good for the second one, but we'll get to that later. 9 out of 10, really solid.
My number 2 is Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah. This movie is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I debate both of them. Well, I'd say both of them are. This one takes the themes of the first one and expands on them, like a sequel should.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like this movie when I first watched it, but after watching it multiple times, I realized that this movie is a lot more fucking emotional than I remember.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the character arcs that everyone goes through, especially Rocket, and specifically Rocket.
And also Yondu, I think.
Oh, Yondu, too. Yeah. But...
And then the Nebula,
Nebula
Gamora
too.
arc.
This is a very heartfelt.
James Gunn, I think, is at his best when he's limited in terms of like rating. Because I do like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, but I think he indulges himself a bit too much. I think when he's doing Disney shit, he's like forced to get creative with a lot of the humor and a lot of the storytelling choices that are still very powerful, but they're not like dark as fuck that like it could get, like Peacemaker especially does. So I think he does that very well. And I swear to God, if Guardians 3 sucks, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna lose my shit. Anyway, sorry, I kind of rambled on. on
That's
your
true, though.
segment.
That's true though. Yeah, that's it.
So your one is the first Guardians.
My number one is the first Guardians.
Okay.
I'll just say it right now because they're both together.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Guardians Volume 2 is the far superior in terms of quality, but I would much rather watch Guardians 1 over 2. And I've probably watched the first one over any of these. And if I were to recommend the MCU to anyone, I would only recommend these two.
Probably.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I'd probably recommend Iron Man 2.
Yeah. But
not Iron Man 2, Iron Man, the first one also.
if they just wanted to watch a superhero movie, I just recommend those two, not the MCU, because they just stand on their own.
Yeah.
They're not really connected at all. In some ways, but yeah.
So, my number 2 is Avengers, purely nostalgia. This used to be my top 4, but now it's maybe 35 for me. It's dropped a lot. I think it's funny. Yes, Joss Whedon's a piece of shit, but he crafted a very good movie.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, I do like Whedon's charm for these two.
I do.
Well,
movies. I don't. It didn't work in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
But it really worked for the first Avengers. It is a grosser looking movie. Technically, yes, CG good, soundtrack good. That's it.
Like
That's
Captain
it.
America's suit though.
Cap suit.
I like his suit
his
now.
ass kind of thick.
It's
His
really
ass
good.
kind of thick. Yeah, this is purely nostalgia, but yeah, you want to know what's not purely nostalgia? Is my number 1, Guardians 2. Oh my god, dude, I'm telling you, people are they either don't like James Gunn or they do, but they don't like Guardians 2. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? It's so good. It's straight up one of my favorite superhero movies. This, Logan, and Spider-Verse are probably my 3 favorite superhero movies. Yes, it's above Dark Knight. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you
because a guy gives one memorable performance doesn't make a movie great.
I mean, there's other stuff in it that's great too.
Yeah, but that's the only thing people point out.
That's true. That is true.
Joker good, so movie good.
Joker good?
Joker good?
Joker good. Anywho, Guardians 2. The arcs are fantastic. The humor is great. I cried at the end. Yondu's death is super emotional. Yes, it's obvious, but it totally works anyways. I think James Gunn in this superhero field has Taika beat. I think. Because he just is able to handle emotion and humor balance better. I think.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that so much.
I think Kurt Russell's a fantastic villain. He's fucking a lot better than Ronan. He's better than Ronan.
Well, I thought that was the point of Ronan, though. That he was a joke.
That's true, but at least now it's a memorable villain.
Yeah.
I think the CG is great, overused, but I mean, you're on a CG planet with CG plants, and you're in a CG palace.
It's passable because the writing.
Because the writing's fucking great.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, soundtrack, phenomenal. Lakeshore Drive, My Sweet Lord, Fox on the Run, Mr. Blue Sky, among all the others. Good lord, dude. What a hell of a soundtrack. My favorite MCU movie. 1 and 2 are 10 out of 10s. I don't know if you rated Guardians 1 and 2.
I'd give both of them 10 out of 10s, too. Yeah.
So, there you go. Sorry for the hour and a half long discussion on the MCU. But
DCEU next?
God, no. I think the next episode's going to be a hell of a lot more casual. We wanted to just bring up just sort of...
It's earlier.
It's an earlier episode, you know. We want to talk about the Emmys, and I want to talk about the Oscars for a bit. And also, Marvel, they just had a new movie. We wanted to talk about that. I think if we do another ranking, it's going to be Pixar. but you have to catch up on a couple of them.
Oh,
I know you don't want to, and I agree. But like Toy Story 4, as I'll say right now, is a banger.
I'm breaking the code
Of
not watching Toy Story 4
because now you should for this podcast. Now you have a reason to. I think before we go, I want to talk about some favorites again. I came up with some more questions because a lot of it, we don't want to be just a popular media thing. We want to be able to talk about anything. So, for favorites, I have a couple of simple questions. So, the most simplest of questions, what's your favorite color?
Purple. It's
Really?
the most masculine color there is.
I love, like, ocean blue green.
Yeah, I know.
Like the mix. Yeah, I love that color.
Like you're
I
talking
would,
about
like, die.
Caribbean, like ocean
Caribbean,
color.
yeah.
Caribbean.
Yeah,
ocean
absolutely.
Color. Yeah.
Favorite song and favorite band. They don't have to be the same thing, but, like, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite band? And it does depend on mood, but I do have a favorite band, and I do have a favorite song.
Yeah, my favorite band is, my favorite song is "Dare" by Stan Bush because I have nostalgia for it. Because I know I have it above "The Touch" because they're both in the Transformer movie, but I prefer "Dare" because I just think it sounds nicer.
Sure.
But also, my favorite band is actually Asia.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've
I've only heard of the one popular song they have.
I know a lot of people only know them for
Heat
Heat
of
of
the
the Moment, but like I'm talking like Go, Soul Survivor,
Probably more.
fuck.
There's more.
Yeah, there's more. There's more.
Alright, so it does depend on mood. My favorite band is ABBA. I think they have so many fucking classics. And my mother like makes light of the fact that I am obsessed with ABBA. The opening day when their new album dropped, I listened to it and I was very disappointed, by the way, but they have so many good songs, dude. And like my favorite song isn't ABBA, but my favorite band is ABBA. My favorite song, I kind of like keep circling around to this, is from a artist called Will Wood, and he's in a band called Will Wood and the Tapeworms.
Oh yeah.
This is called Hand Me My Shovel.
Yeah.
It is the most fucking bonkers, wacky song, but it's about a detective trying to find evidence as he's slowly like going batshit insane, and I just love it. I think the energy is high stakes, and just the musical composition just wacky.
Yeah, you made me listen to that once.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I'm not a big fan of indie music, so like that indie genre. Yeah. Right? It is indie, right?
It is, but it doesn't sound indie to me because it's so unique. Because like a lot of indie is just like a guitar and like that's it, and like they sing like Billie Eilish, just I know what you, but then but like this is like high energy. You've got like techno and guitar. You got like a bunch of wacky shit in it. Here's another one. Favorite place to eat out?
I don't eat out.
I feel like you don't. I
No.
feel like you do though. Okay, fine. Restart. Favorite fast food place? That's helpful.
Definitely Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Yeah.
I think that would be my number 2, but my number 1's A&W.
Yeah.
Love their burgers. Cheese curds are good.
I would say A&W if they existed.
If they had more than the like couple of stores. Yeah. Yeah, those were just some of the favorites, not as many as yesterday. But Yeah, thank you for indulging us on an even longer episode of the Chill Mart
Gotta press the
podcast.
stop button, not the oh.
But here's the thing. I want to plug the social media again, so can you load that up, please?
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay, so we indulged this early on, but now we're going to indulge it again. On Twitter, we are at ChiliMarty69. On Instagram, we are at The Real Chill Mart. On YouTube, we are Chill Mart Podcast. And we are also on Spotify, just under Chill Mart. Thank you for listening to the next episode. Next week, or just next time, we still don't have a schedule really. But I think the next time we do this, it'll probably not be a Pixar ranking. We'll probably have that for like the fourth one. But I think it'll just be more casual, like the first one. We'll just kind of come up with anything. And hopefully they're not as long.
Yeah.
But the first two episodes, we just had a lot to talk about. So, but yeah, thank you for listening in. My name is Riley.
Oh, I'm Hunter.
And thank you for listening to Chill Mart.
Chill Mart.